Welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan. As always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey!
How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Feeling tired from watching all this anime, but I'm perky as shit. So let's get into it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So this week we're doing our summary of
2018 winter preview.
That's what we're doing. So yeah, we're going to be talking about 20 plus episodes, shows that we watched, right?
28 specifically.
28 new shows. No, 28 shows and then
a couple of continuations. And there are some things that we didn't watch this season that there's no reason to talk about. There's sequel shows. Yeah. That's why we didn't watch them. Or there was nowhere to watch them.
Yeah.
Or it's on High Dive.
Yeah. It's on High Dive, huh?
There's one thing that's on High Dive.
What
There's another thing. I think it's something about colors. I can't remember.
The colors thing?
Yeah, the colors.
Point is,
honestly, I saw a clip and I was like, this is pretty adorable. Where like some girl's talking about some shit, and in the background there's a little girl, and she like washes her face, and then she like shakes it super quick, and she just like looks at the camera, and she's like, "I'm super cute."
Oh
like,
man,
what the fuck was that shit? That was great.
Point is, we got 28 episodes, 28 shows we're gonna be talking about.
I think that's a healthy amount of anime.
Yeah, and then I
think that you guys are okay with just 28 out of the like 34.
Yeah, and then like some of the shows, like we were saying, are continuations. There's season 2 or whatever of shows that we didn't watch or like started before we even had the podcast. So
yeah, and some other shit. We'll briefly go over that.
Anyways, how about we quickly get into what's good? How you been?
Yeah, I've been good, man. This past week has been a good week. We've played a little bit more Pathfinder. It was a great time. We're on a dino island. Kyle's been getting like extra hyped about Monster Hunter coming out on Friday.
Heavy, dog.
So he's making us do some like fucking monster fights against big ass dino dudes, and it's pretty rad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty down with what he's been doing.
Yeah, we found like this is like a felt. No, it was like a big old piece of like dino skin. Yeah,
it was essentially like a reptile cloth.
Yeah, and then we also
we could use that material to make something. I'm
thinking like I want to figure out like if it's like heat resistant or if it's like fire resistant or if it does some sort of armor boost, because maybe you can make Leander some cool dino armor or something.
I don't think Leander would be okay with that, right?
I mean, I think it's fine.
She's a druid and she only wants to use like wood. Yeah, right? But she does use leather, I guess.
So I think she should be fine.
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, it's obviously not going to help me.
I was thinking of it more for me. Like right now I have a wolf pelt.
How about you fuck off? I'm the one that found it.
Yeah, you found it, but I'm the one that lit you on fire. So I had to light Juan on fire.
I got covered in spiders.
He got covered in baby spiders trying to get into a place that he probably shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And then I lit him on fire to kill the spiders. And one thing led to another, and we stomped all them spiders. Just like that game at Chuck E. Cheese.
What's funny is that like Leander wasn't there to stop us from fighting the spiders, and
she was just flying in the sky to avoid like a dust storm.
And Sierra now kind of comes and plays, and she like just kind of does whatever Cuss is supposed to do. But what's funny is
Cuss the bear.
What's funny is like you guys like do this and do that. I'm like, come on, guys, we know what's gonna happen. We have to fight these spiders. I'm just
we didn't have to.
We were gonna have to fight the spiders. I said
it's all about like, should we get the jump? Should we like assess the situation? What should we do? And the spiders were like retreating away from us, and I'm like,
oh, they're scared of us.
We're gonna have to fight these, but like, I would feel bad just attacking first off.
Not me.
And you got covered in babies.
And then it was on. So yeah, that was fun. For me this week, I watched some more of Peaky Blinders. I'm on season 4. Ooh. It's getting pretty good. One of the main characters passed away. He was shot up by the mafia, which really fucking bummed. Like it was like
been there, done that.
It was like episode 2, and I was just like of the 4th season. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And that's just how it ended. Like he just gets killed, and then like credits. I was like losing my shit. It was like 3 a.m. I was like, what? Like just like freaking out. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's almost done. I think I'm on the last episode now.
Nice.
What else do I got? 100 Thieves, which is a League of Legends team from
Juan is not a League of Legends player.
No, I've never played League of Legends in my life. But there's a new league that started this season, right, with new teams.
Yeah.
It's a North American league for League of Legends. And there's a team called 100 Thieves that had a cool logo, so I picked them as my favorite. And so I watched the first game, and I watched the first match of League of Legends and had like Josh explain it to me because I don't know how to play it. And I had a good time. They won their first match on Saturday, and then on Sunday, which was today, they did a lot better and beat an even better team. So they're 2-0, and I'm pretty stoked. Again, don't know how to play League of Legends. Never played in my life. Probably will never play unless I decide to be like, you know what, I'm going to try.
Honestly, I could see you trying it and being like, fuck this shit.
It looks hard. Like I'm seeing what they're doing. Like this looks really like it's really
the
daunting.
learning curve is pretty intense.
Yeah,
you'll be like, okay, I'm starting to understand that. You're like, wait, I have to do that shit.
Yeah, I'll probably lose. I'd probably like lose 40 games before I won one.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but anyways, this weekend was fun. I had a really good time. This is my last weekend before school starts on Monday.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks.
Be a big week,
but it's gonna be fun for about a week, and then it's gonna suck for the rest of the months. And that's kind of it. But besides that, nothing really going on.
We went ahead and saw Mary and the Witch's Flower,
That's true.
Which we're going to be reviewing next week, along with the new Godzilla movie that came out on Netflix, which is it's going to be an anime centric episode. We're not doing live action shit. No,
it's so that's what we're doing next week, and let's just get into the news because we got a lot to talk about.
So check it out. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Teases a new project. How do you feel about that?
Super stoked. I'm a huge fan of the first season and then the spin-off show. And yeah, as long as it's not a pachinko machine or a video game, I'd be stoked.
Honestly, if it was a video game, it could be like pretty good. It might be something like worth checking out.
I mean, it could be pretty good, but the thing is, I don't play video games, so like I would.
Yeah, but you would probably play like.
If you played it, I would watch it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like, we could check it out together, so that would be rad.
But I'm saying if it was just like if it was a video game and you saw it and you're like, this looks stupid, then I'm not going to know anything about it because I wouldn't watch it.
True that.
But hopefully it's preferably a second season or a movie or something.
That'd be rad. A movie would be like, because the animation's already clean as shit, dude. So the movie would be out of control.
As long as it's not gorgeous. Like what's the word? A summary movie?
Oh yeah,
I hate those. Those would be so
you don't
mad.
Want a recap movie.
No recap movies. God, they suck. Anyways, yeah. So I'm really stoked for this. We don't know anything besides the fact that there's a new project. So when we get more information, we'll let you guys know.
We sure will. Next up, Flip Flapper's dub cast has been like announced.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. There's a little list you could check out online.
Where do you think that's gonna be at? You think it's gonna be Hulu or Funimation?
Since it's a dub, I would say probably Funimation.
Okay, cool.
Especially since they've teamed up with Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll since they put Flip Flappers back onto Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
I think that there's a pretty good chance that it'll show up on Funimation.
You know what that means? Pretty good chance that I will probably watch this now.
Honestly, like I want to watch it in English again. I think it would be cool because right now I could watch it in Japanese again, and that would be fine. But it also takes a lot of effort to watch things with subtitles, and I am fucking overwhelmed with shit that I got to do.
You got to move pretty soon.
I got to move pretty soon, which means like a week or two.
Yeah,
which I still don't know. They're working on the apartment.
Whenever you get a phone call, they're like, "It's time to move." You're just gonna start packing shit.
Like, fuck. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So next up. High School DxD Hero Season 4 is going to begin airing in April. I don't know how you feel about that.
Okay,
so yeah, you checked out High School DxD for our Edgy episode.
Right, so I watched High School DxD for our Edgy episode, and I didn't watch all of it because it wasn't for me, but I've been seeing some of the visuals for this, and it looks like they're revamping the art style and the character designs, and it looks interesting. I'm still probably not going to watch it. But
whatever, you Philistine. You don't appreciate good art when you see it.
People really like High School DxD, so I'm pretty sure someone's going to watch this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Season 4, that's like crazy that it's been going on this long, and it's just like essentially smut.
Well, I don't know if it's a Season 4. Is it just like, is it a spin-off? Is it like
it's
Hero?
Season 4.
It's a fourth season, huh?
They said Season 4.
Okay, cool. Good for them. Congratulations.
I don't bring you the wrong news, motherfucker.
Okay, sheesh.
All right, next up, Castlevania Season 2 is going to premiere in this summer, so it's coming up real soon, and that is Season 2. It's not a spin-off or anything, because I bring you the real fucking news.
Well, it's kind of like Season 1, because last season was kind of Season 0.
Oh my god.
Because it's kind of like it was like a prequel.
This again. All right, you guys, we've been arguing for at least 10 seconds about this issue. We have. And he just won't stop.
I won't stop. No, I'm really stoked for Castlevania Season 2. I really liked the first one. It was really bomb-ass animation. And
oh, yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. It was made by that same studio that's done like Legend of Korra and Voltron and shit.
Yeah, there's some, like, I forget what their name is, but they're from South Korea, and they were with, was it Frederator, right? So, yeah, it's a cool team-up, and I can't wait for the second season. And it looks like, since we got a lot of the backstory now, we're going to, some stuff should happen.
Yeah.
You know?
And they focused a lot on like really clean animation and some super kick-ass fights and like magic shit. They did some pretty cool like holy water freezing.
Oh yeah,
That was super cool.
Yeah, they're like, find a priest, bless it. I was like, okay, cool, we can do this.
Yeah, I was down with that. And then aside from that, they have some fun characters. I really like the Belmont that we're following for this. I can't remember which Belmont it is.
I can't either.
Yeah, I can tell you it's probably not Simon.
No, probably not.
Yeah. But then it's in. I want to know more about Alucard. They like showed us a little bit about what's going on with Dracula and stuff and all that. So I want to see more about that. And more than anything, I think that they have room to improve on the script. They had some like fun lines, but I was never like, oh man, like I can't wait to see what this character has to say about stuff. You know,
absolutely.
Because when I watch shows, I'm mostly intrigued about like what's going to happen, but if the dialogue doesn't fit, then what's the point?
Yeah, no, I agree. The show's weakest point was its story and its dialogue or whatever. Character development, honestly, like what was good about it was how cool it looked and how awesome the fights were.
Oh yeah.
So they got that patent down on lock. So yeah, just give us something like, I don't know, to look forward to.
And I don't know if like this is a little bit off topic, but it still goes along with the script. I don't know if you've ever watched a like a dub of something versus a sub and you see like the dialogue differences.
I've seen them before. Yeah. I mean,
okay, sure. So sometimes like it feels more natural in the dub or sometimes it feels more natural in the sub. But right now we're experiencing this weird issue. I figure we might as well talk about this as like a transition point. We aren't watching Violet Evergarden because we don't have access to it. It's airing on Netflix in like every country but the United States.
Yeah.
So, people are watching it in the United States still illegally.
Obviously.
They're getting like fan subs for it, right?
Yeah.
The fan subs compared to the Netflix subs for it, people are like going crazy over it.
Oh, they like the fan subs.
The fan subs are usually they flow better. It makes more sense.
Well, they work harder to get it done.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It's more like a passion project.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So then the Netflix subs right now, there was a really confusing scene where I guess a couple of characters were just like discussing. One is named like Claudia, but it's a dude, and he hates going by that name. And in the subs, you can't really tell for Netflix what's going on that well.
Okay.
And they imply that they had sex, but then in the fan subs, it's not implied that they had sex. It's saying like, it would be weird to call out a girl's name if I was having sex with a guy.
Yeah.
I get that. So yeah, the subs like made it a bit more clear for the fan subs and not as good for the Netflix subs.
I guess so. Okay, so I was kind of confused because like there's English dubs out there, and those go into countries like Australia. I'm assuming because right, yeah, or like England or whatever. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense because why would they do the dub differently for us? Yeah, no, that sucks. But I think like that's just kind of it's kind of a thing we have to deal with, that subs are never going to be as like they're not going to be as good as if we understood what the actual language was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of a shame. Like as somebody who watches so much anime and like really enjoys it, I try to watch it subtitled more than dubbed because I feel like that's the more true dialogue.
Yeah, well, I mean,
because like
the
sometimes
truest form to do it would be understand what they're saying in Japanese.
Clearly,
but we can't do
like,
that. Yeah,
I can't do that. So the best I got is
subbing it. Yeah,
and the reason that dubs aren't as clean with that is that sometimes they need to fit in little pieces of dialogue. When like in Japanese it might be 2 words, but then in English it's like 4 words.
Okay, hold on.
So then they have to try to come up with something that makes just as much sense for the dub.
These are fan subs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they're not like dubbing it.
No.
Have you ever heard of fan dub?
No.
Yeah, I have. They're pretty bad.
The fuck? I mean, there's like the parodies.
No, not a parody. Like a legit, like, oh, like this is and they try to dub it over in English.
So like I've also seen auditions.
Okay, no, not talking about that.
Where somebody like
takes a clip and they're trying to be like, I can do this, and
like, see how versatile I am.
Look at all the tricks I have in my bag. No, I was talking about like there's some YouTube group. They're like, yeah, this show doesn't have a dub, so we're gonna make it, and it's like
weird.
Wow, this is really bad.
That's like a really niche community.
Yeah,
I guess.
super niche. It's like it's even nicher than the guys that like do the fucking translation for manga. Have you ever seen those guys? Like,
yeah.
God, I love when they at the end of every like manga thing that they scan, they're just like, hey guys, chapter 3 is gonna be a little late because we're working really hard. There's only 4 of us, and we have to go to school, and we have jobs, and I'm pregnant. I was like, oh my god, calm down.
You know, there's a lot of shit like people. clearly for us, this is just like a little side project, and we have fun, and we do it when we can. We try to make it every week, and for the most part, we've been really good at that.
Yeah, if we can't, we're not going to die, whatever.
There are some issues, and there are people that have spent so much time on these different things. There's a website for Pokemon news that I've gone to for years called pokebeach.com. And it's just some dude that started it when he was in like junior high school maybe, or maybe even elementary school. But he's had it forever, and he's updated it since then. And he just like graduated college and he like a little bit ago, and he made a note just like, hey guys, this is just like a thank you to everyone for sticking around. Like, I've been doing it for years and it's just been me. And I put all this effort in. It's like, holy shit, like this one dude has made this website that everybody goes to for Pokemon news.
It's kind of interesting to see it, like how much people will put like so much like effort in something that they're not, they don't need to. They're like, like I'll run this website, or I'll do this thing. Like, you don't have to. You can you can just like take a break and just So I mean, props to whoever's doing those fan dubs and fan subs out there. Good for them.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, we don't know the issues of Violet Evergarden until we watch them, because we're gonna wait. Because I mean, I'm not gonna fucking find them somewhere. I don't care enough to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's eventually gonna drop on Netflix all at once, and I mean, it sucks because it could be a great show, but I don't know. So
it is. Everyone fucking loves it, Juan.
Could be the show for me. It could be my favorite show. I don't know.
Seems pretty cool. So since we're talking about the shows for you, why don't we just get into the Winter Anime 2018 preview?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool.
So very top, what is it?
So check it out. We have, like I said before, we have 28 shows that we're going to be talking about, and this is in almost no particular order. The thing that makes it the closest thing to the order is things that came out, and then I was like, oh shit, gotta watch that and that and that. So
whatever drops first.
This is the order that I saw it pop up on Crunchyroll, or that like.
Is that why Idolish 7 is all the way at the bottom?
It sure is, because that's the last show we watched. And there's a little section of specifically Amazon stuff, because that's also like
what we did.
I found all the Crunchyroll things, and now I'll find all that. So long story short, we're going to talk about a little show called A Place Further Than the Universe, made by Madhouse, and its original story. So this is a show made by the people who made a show that I love, No Game, No Life. It's a lot different. Let me fucking tell you. So it starts out, and it has this fucking adorable intro. I loved it, where it's just these girls that are like on a boat, and then they're in Antarctica, and they're like
playing
hanging
with penguins,
playing with penguins. They're doing this like cool ass like little shot with their glasses. They're all wearing sunglasses, and they're like tapping on the backs of them, making it go up and down on their face, and it's like cute and fun and way fucking different than No Game, No Life, which is like,
that's not
check it out.
Not in Antarctica. I can't say that word very easily. Antarctica.
It's fine.
Not
My mom
in Antarctica.
can't say Vietnamese very well.
What'd she say?
Vietnamese.
Whoa, racist.
Like every
Boom.
time. It's just that she doesn't have a mouth, so it's really hard for her to say things.
Vietnamese.
So way to go.
Antarctica. Yeah, no, pretty intro. But then we quickly start the show and we realize we're not in Antarctica. We're in fucking Japan or whatever. And we're following this girl.
Yeah, so essentially this girl is like, I don't know what I want to do. I haven't really done anything with my life. And like, now is the time to live your life. So then she's got like all this inspiration. She's like, I need to do something. I need to make like an impact. I need to get some experience.
She's never even ditched like a day of school. Like that was like one of her issues. Like she found her diary and it said like, ditch a day of school. What was it, like go on an adventure without like a plan? And the last one was like write every day in your diary, and she didn't do any of those things. She started crying.
So her goal is to write every day in her diary, ditch a day of school, and go on a trip with no plan. So check it out. She's already planning to ditch school. Good for her, man. For her. She's figuring that shit out.
Baby steps.
She's writing in her diary, and then one day she's walking home. She happens to see that, or she's not walking home. She's like taking the bus or train or whatever.
Go to the train station, yeah.
So anyways, she finds like a package on the ground. She's like, oh fuck, like what's this? And then it had 1 million yen, which is
9 million yen.
9 million yen, whatever it was. This was like the first show that I watched out of 28 shows.
I waited a little longer. She went like $9,000 essentially.
Okay, yeah. Whoa, no, it was like $90,000.
$90,000?
Yeah.
I looked it up because I was curious to see how much 1 million yen was in like a US dollars. Apparently
1 million is 10
US dollars.
10,000.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think the yen is. I mean the dollar has dropped in Japan.
I don't know for sure.
Oh, you don't look it up? You don't look at the stocks? You don't do the Bitcoin? You don't do cryptocurrencies?
Just because I'm not like a Bitcoin expert, which, by the way, our good friend of the podcast, Austin Smith, his sister was brought onto this Funhouse panel, and she was a Bitcoin expert.
A Funhouse panel?
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Funhouse is, so you know Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
They have like a bunch of different little shows and whatnot. Funhouse is one of them. It's these 4 people, 3 dudes and this chick, and they play games together, and they have like a fun ass time. Yeah.
And they brought her along?
Yeah, so she was Austin's sister, Callie, who has been streaming Cuphead, and it's been making me jealous. She's also been streaming Bayonetta. She has, I know.
Why is she so much cooler than Austin?
Austin's cool. He's just doing China stuff.
He's engaged in China. He's wait, hold on. He's like one of the only Americans like who is like sponsored as like a long distance runner in China.
That is true. And he's also been on television.
Oh yeah.
And he like went around this little village.
Dude,
and,
what the fuck? Austin Smith's way cooler than we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm like, Callie did this cool shit about Bitcoin. Long story short, I'm pretty sure it's 90,000 roughly. But
point is, she found a bunch of money, and she happened to kind of get a glimpse of the girl that dropped it. So she finds her in school in the bathroom, and
she remembers what she smelled like.
Yeah, she remembered she was pretty or whatever. Uh-huh. So she saw her again. She smelled her, and then went to the bathroom, and she's all crying or whatever. And she returns the money to her, and she explains to her that the money is for her to I guess go to Antarctica because that's where her mom was last seen, and she wrote a book, and the book is called A Place Further Than the Universe, and you know that's her goal. And our main character is really like excited, or I guess really encouraged, like that this girl has like a goal and she's doing it. You know,
yeah. And this is also a girl that she has a job. Mm-hmm. That's how she saved up all this money, and she she doesn't have any friends, so she's not necessarily reclusive. No, but she's just so caught up in her own business.
She talks a lot about going to Antarctica and all this stuff, and people are just kind of like, cool.
They call her Antarctica.
Yeah, it's like that guy that doesn't shut the fuck up about fucking Monster Hunter.
Okay, so why are you talking about Kyle like this?
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm saying like if he would talk nonstop about it, and you're just like, dude, I don't even play Monster Hunter. Like you wouldn't want to talk to that guy anymore.
No, yeah, that's pretty fair. To be fair, though, I talk about a lot of shit that people don't care about. And I'm like, look, listen, I know you don't care about it, but I'm sharing this with you because I know that you like me and you are excited about the things that I like.
That's different. I'm saying, like, if you went to school right now, and you were like, hey, guys, check out, and you were just super huge about the podcast, and all you did was talk about the podcast, no one would want to fucking talk to you. Because other things are happening, you understand? So this girl is really caught up in Antarctica that like people are just kind of tired of it, and there's like, I mean, she's not a bad person for this. She has a goal. She wants to see if she can find her mom. She wants to go to Antarctica, so she's gonna do it, and she's passionate about it. And our main character sees the merit in that because she has no goals. She would never go on a trip to Antarctica, and she doesn't write her diaries. So
And then she's like, hey, you want to go and like look at boats with me because like I'm gonna go do that.
Got to charter a boat.
Fuck yeah, I want to go look at boats with you. And she's like, hey, you want to go on a trip with me to Antarctica? And she's like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm not doing anything else. And that's our first episode of the show, and I liked it. It looked really good. It was pretty charming, and mostly I like the people behind it, so I'm interested in seeing what they do, considering that their last show was wildly different from this one.
Well, okay, so what I have to say about the show is that I thought it looked really good. There's some animations I don't like, and that's just like the cutesy stuff or whatever that happens every now and then.
Oh, see, I like cute shit.
So I'm cool. Also not the biggest fan. I think it's their mouths. They draw mouths kind of similar in the both of them.
That makes sense.
Not a fan of that. But
their hair is like, the main character's hair is a little bit flat feeling.
Yeah,
but I like it. It makes her look like she's more like dorky.
It's kind of like a bob, right? So
Kyle said that she looked a lot like Mako from Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I agree. So the show looks good. The animation's clean. And there's a story there, obviously, but I can't tell that it's going to be like kind of like coming of age, and like it's like obviously they're going to acquire a group of girls that go to Antarctica with her. And I don't know if I'm along for that ride. What I am interested in is like, I wonder if they're really going to make it to Antarctica. So that would be like the only like. I'm
also kind of wondering, like, it feels like it's a sweet, fun show, and clearly shit's gonna get difficult. Like shit will be difficult, and I want to see that. I want to see like a couple of breakdowns.
Yeah,
because I feel like going to Antarctica is something that
isn't easy.
Like as a high schooler, I would have never been able to do that.
No, fuck that. I couldn't go town over at high school. It's like going to Corning? Fuck that. But what I'm saying is the only reason I would continue to see the show is because I want to get them to Antarctica and see how they deal with it. Because I also want to see them deal with try to figure out, like, because obviously she wants to find her mom. I don't think she's going to have success finding her mother, obviously, because she's been missing for a while. But it would be a cool scene to see, like, that, you know, find a bit of her stuff or just have some closure there. So the show's good. I just don't know if it's good enough for me to continue to watch it. But
I'm going to watch it regardless.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I will give you guys updates every week about it. I would recommend it to people that want something that has a lot of heart. Yeah,
I agree.
And it looks good and it sounds good.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Like pretty solid. Next up, we're going to talk about Miss Koizumi loves ramen noodles. It's made by Studio Gokumi and AXsiZ. It's based off of a 4-koma manga.
That makes a lot of sense. Can I talk about this one?
Yeah.
Cool. So
take it away.
Just take the whole show. Just take
this
it.
This is yours,
greedy
man.
bastard.
I'm just going to hang out in this corner and masturbate for a minute.
Okay, well, don't finish yet. Okay, now you can finish.
Okay,
so this show is about, I guess her name is what, Koizumi? Miss Koizumi.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Did I get it right? Cool. So she's a new foreign exchange student, and she looks like she's like maybe like half American, maybe like half European. You know, she doesn't look Asian. She's really pretty. She has long blonde hair, colored eyes, and I guess she's not like our main character, but she's like the subject of obsession of our main character.
Yeah, she's like the stalker.
Yeah. So the girl that we do follow is this other girl who just kind of looks kind of normal, and she likes cute girls. Like, she's a girl, and it's not like she likes cute girls like in a sexual way.
Well, we don't really know that.
I don't think she does. I think it's more like she likes pretty things, you know, and like,
yeah.
So she's a very pretty person, so she likes looking at her and talking to her. So she decides to follow her one day after school, and she sees her in a line for like a ramen place, and so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make the effort to, you know, get to know you." So she gets in line with the ramen place with her. And she's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm from your class. Remember me? Ha ha ha." And she's like, "No, I don't remember you." She's like, "Oh, you want to talk? We should get ramen together." And she's like, eating ramen is something you don't do in groups or whatever. So this chick, this fucking Koizumi chick, is kind of really standoffish, you know, kind of almost like she's kind of like a bitch, but she's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she kind of is.
I mean, I wouldn't be a bitch if I was trying to eat some bomb ass ramen. Anyways, so we get to the point where they order ramen, and she orders like this mountain of ramen, and she destroys it
in seconds.
Yeah, and our main character's just like flabbergasted to see like wow, she ate that much ramen. That's crazy. And then she ordered the same thing, you know, and she's like, "How do I eat this?" And so then the next day happens, blah, blah, blah. She tries like, "Hey, what's up? Remember how we ate ramen together?" She's like, "Yeah, whatever. Cool. I'm going to go order some more ramen from the cafeteria." And so then she goes and eats more ramen. So the basic premise of the show is our main character follows this other character who loves ramen. And this other character has a lot of knowledge about ramen and seems to always answer stupid questions that our other character has. Like, she at one point she's confused with like, "Oh, this ramen has like horse oil in it." And she's like, "Oh, it's not horse oil, you dumb bitch. It's burnt garlic or whatever."
Yeah,
and that's what this is.
Oh, fuck. So this whole show, the jokes didn't land for me. Yeah, I didn't care about any of the characters at all. The music didn't make any kind of. Long story short, holy fuck, they made the ramen look fucking delicious. They described it so well.
Oh my god.
Did an amazing job at making me want this fucking ramen.
It made us really bummed because in town we got like one ramen place and it's kind of okay or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's like, it's really good, but only every once in a while because they only have one really good ramen. Yeah. And it's not like...
It's not the season. Yeah, so the point is, the show isn't good. There's no substance to the show. The only thing that's good is that it looks really cool. Like, the show looks great, and then the ramen looks fucking amazing. And the explanation about ramen I really like because I like ramen. I like ramen a lot. So her talking about like, this is what makes this ramen like this and this is like that is cool. The problem is that sometimes we don't hear that knowledge because our main character is also having an inner monologue. She's so pretty.
Man, her hair, I'm so happy I'm with her.
And we just see the subtitles in the background of her explaining. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to learn about ramen here. So all in all, this show's definitely not for me.
Never gonna watch it.
It's not entertaining. But it does have really good looking ramen in it. And if it had really good looking ramen and had like, you know, good characters and was funny or whatever, I can see that happening. But it's out of a 4-koma manga, right? So like, you know, whatever. Yeah. They did their best.
And you know what? At this point, Kyle and I started realizing something about this season of anime. This is like one of the gayest seasons of anime we'd ever seen. Because let's go back really quick to a place further in the universe.
Yeah.
Great show. I had a fucking good time. Main character, remembering specifically what like this beautiful girl smelled like. I was like, well, that's pretty gay. Like,
yeah, a little bit,
being
little
like,
on the nose. Yeah,
she just smelled so good. And, oh my god, she's so beautiful. I'm like, if I ever see somebody, I'm like, God, they're fucking gorgeous. And then I remember how they smell too. Mm-hmm. I have a crush on that person, like, without a doubt. I'm like, yeah, I want to be around them.
Yeah, I couldn't say I know how you smell.
Yeah, no, exactly. I couldn't say the same for you.
Yeah, and that's not a weird thing.
No.
I did have a friend who smelled really good. I wasn't in love with him, but he smelled fucking amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a big dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the same, like, you and I, we don't get close. We don't hug or anything like that.
I mean, we do every now and then.
Yeah,
we have to.
But, like, if we're doing that, that's the only time that you wind up smelling that person,
yeah, for
usually.
sure. Yeah.
So, long story short, got pretty gay pretty quick this season of anime. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we were like, huh. Noticeably gay right now.
Well, what happens is like every season it'll be like some reoccurring motif. Like a few seasons ago, it was like everything was magical girls and super Lolita or whatever, and then it's just like everything's super dark, or and now it's like everything just kind of has like some gay undertones or whatever.
Yeah, which this season it's pretty gay, and
something wrong with that.
To me, like watching these things, Kyle and I had a little discussion about this. How in Japan they're not as accepting of the gay lifestyle yet, which having all of this like in manga right now or in anime, that's pretty cool good. That it's prominent. Like I'm like, good for them.
Right
like,
direction,
Hell yeah. Also, it's not an accurate representation of like what's going on in Japan right now, but like I'm fucking down. Whatever. Who gives a shit? It's cool.
I guess you can like imagine the place you want to live, and if that's like if they want to live in a world where high school girls stalk other high school girls that eat ramen, they're on the right track.
Hell yeah.
Next up.
So check it out. We're going to talk about a little show called Laid Back Camp. It's made by C Station and it's based off of a manga. I liked this show. First off, I really liked this show and I fucking did not expect to like it as much as I did. I liked the name. I was like, yeah, I'm ready for a Laid Back Camp. Bring it on me, motherfuckers. And then they hit us with this girl hanging out in the forest and she's just camping alone. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, I like this. This is a little bit rad. It looks great. I've never heard of C Station. Have you?
No.
Looks fucking great. So good job there. And then it wound up being like a pretty fun comical time. It was just really lighthearted. It didn't have it's more of a slice of life.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So it didn't have much going on.
Yeah, no real plot, no real stakes.
But the things that happened made me really happy.
The thing I like about the show is it looked really good. It's essentially about a girl who was camping by herself and she befriends somebody who she saw sleeping on a bench. And the girl who was sleeping on a bench like has no idea how to survive by herself, and it's dark now. So they kind of get to know each other. They share some curry. They see Mount Fuji. Then she calls for a ride and goes home. And then we later on, at the very end of this episode, we find out that they're both going to the same school, and it's implied that they're both going to start in the like outdoor adventures club or like the camping club. Yeah, because I guess that was the last day before school started. And that's the only issue with the show that I have is that it looks great, sounds great, really fun, really charming. But like, I'm kind of bummed because like now I know it's a school show. It's gonna be a school show.
So you don't like it as much that it's school. Like if it was summertime and it was just like camping,
it was the beginning of
stuff,
summer and there's like, hey, we're just gonna
like
keep that. I would enjoy that more. But now I know that school involved, and now it's clubs involved, and I just feel like we're back in this whole anime trope of like school club, and then they're gonna do a thing,
it's harder as I get older. I relate less and less to
because you're
anime.
not in school anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And there's every once in a while there's a conversation online that people have, and they're like, how would you guys feel about like a college centric anime? And a lot of people are like, fuck yeah. But then on the other hand, it's also like, you know what, like some of the people that are making this are like around college age. They're working on that shit, but then other people are a lot older and they're like trying to get in like to a younger niche audience that's able to watch all of this anime.
High school is almost always the grade, and then before it goes high school, middle school, and then adulthood. I don't think I've ever seen actually the only college one I've ever saw was Golden Times.
Yeah, and that's the only one.
That's the only one I've seen of college, and then I've maybe seen one where they were in elementary school, and it was like really, and that's erased. I think. Yeah. So it's like it's just like it's par for the course. The way it works is always high school, and the thing is, they don't always land for me. Even though some of my favorite anime is about love, or is when it's like middle school love, high school love, because it's like because I remember that specific part.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's those specific things that happen that are so impactful. I mean, during high school, it's the most important part of a lot of people's lives where they're experiencing a lot of things for the first time and they're kind of coming into their own person.
Yeah.
Even though everyone has their own personality from like a young age, this is when they get those experiences that shape them into who they are. So it's easier to write about these characters that have never experienced this and everything's so strong and it's powerful and this is where they're finding their passion for the first time than it is for people that are just like, yeah, you know, I'm working my job and like fucking sucks, whatever, yo.
Yeah, I just saying like, I just don't know, because I can tell you what the second episode is. I haven't seen it, but I can tell you anything. It's going to be an episode about recruiting for the clubs, you know? It's going to be one of those episodes. And then near the very end, the main character will be like, hey, I kind of heard about this club. I think I'll consider joining because I want some friends or whatever.
Well, what I can tell you is that from the clips that I haven't seen the second episode yet, but from the clips that I've seen of it, it's outside. So they got outdoor stuff going on.
There's
so
okay,
that
cool.
might make you feel better.
Yeah, it's more interesting. Yeah,
because honestly, I don't give a shit about any of this school stuff. Please keep me away from that.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the laid back camp, not for the school.
Don't come in with this fucking bullshit. Don't promise me one thing and then send me to school.
So this is like one of my least prioritized shows because I want to watch a bunch of
other things, but this show still looks really good, and it's entertaining. Looks like an interesting, good slice of life. I just don't know if I'm gonna personally watch
anybody that wants like a cozy slice of life show. One. Check this out. Yeah. There were some good jokes. I like actually laughed out loud a couple of times. Yeah. At the like Ditzy girl, she's jumping over a chain link
and she falls. I fell over a chain link fence once.
Yeah, well, not like a chain link fence, a chain link. I guess rail. I don't really know what to call it.
It was just a chain. I fell over a chain once. Exact same thing.
Yeah.
Landed right in my face. Hurt a lot.
I think nearly everybody has done that.
You landed on your face?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was badass.
That shit sucks. No, it hurts. We're talking about it's badass.
Badass. Everyone was like, man, that was so cool. The way that you fell like that. Oh, dude. And then people like raised me in the air and they cheered for me for years.
Prom king.
Next up, we're going to talk about Working Buddies.
Cool.
Which is made by a studio called Tomovies.
Also, one thing real quick.
It's an original.
We get a lot of like fucking studios I've never heard of this season, right? A lot of new things. Okay, so this one, I can talk about this one. This one's about a couple cats.
It's a short show.
Short. I think 8 minutes is the longest. It's about a couple cats.
I was going to say 4.
No, the first one's 8 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck it.
It might be 4 minutes. I don't know. I'm kind of confused with the one that we're going to make Kyle watch. We'll get there.
Yeah. That one's 8.
It's super short. And it's about two cats who are kind of like, at first I thought they were just delivery men, but it turns out, because I watched a couple of them.
Yeah, I watched 2.
They're more like temps and they kind of just work different jobs. And the first one, they're working as delivery men. And the second one, they're working in a convenience store. And like one of them's like super gung-ho. And the other one's kind of like the Squidward of the group. Not like a downer, but just like, I'm just kind of doing my job. It's my job.
Well, yeah.
And it's kind of funny. One thing I can say about the show, I really like the intro because it's like it's like stop motion kind of, and like
the intro was amazing.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
I mean, it's not like everything's not perfect. It's but it's like it's very like stylized, and
when you're watching a 4-minute long show, you do not expect an intro of this quality.
Dope intro, and honestly, I really like the outro too.
The outro was great.
So, and what's funny is like out, in, out, and then the center just like the weakest part of the sandwich is the insides.
But near the end, so essentially it's just like a couple of dudes working together and like one of them makes jokes and the other one is like the straight man. Yeah. That's fine. And then every once in a while, once per episode, you meet this koala. Yeah, the koala is always doing different shit, and the koala looks weird as fuck. So it'll be in like a banana suit. Yeah. And it says some existential shit really quick.
It just reminds me of like Jay and Silent Bob. Whenever like they're together, Silent Bob doesn't say anything, but like when Silent Bob's alone, he just drops some mad words of wisdom. This koala is like that. He's just like, "Hey, what's up? I'm God. Here we go." Like he just says stuff.
He just says like 2 lines of like some thought-provoking shit,
and then that's
like,
the show.
What the fuck? Yeah,
and that's the episode.
And I love that. That was a fun little time. I'm not gonna watch this show.
Yeah,
but
me either.
It was like a really easy show to watch. Didn't have any problem.
Super easy to consume, but besides having a dope ass intro, dope ass outro, I don't think there's anything for me.
Cool. I'm gonna let you talk about this next show called Katana Maidens. It's made by Studio Gokumi, and it is an original. And these are the same people that made Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen.
Cool. Okay, so this one is about in the beginning we see like these girls being thrown in this like this war in this like fucking. They're fighting this giant monster.
It's like a lava beast of sorts.
And like people are on the tram and they're just like, sorry, the tram's gonna be delayed. We got an issue. And people are like, oh no, I'm gonna be late to work. This blah blah. You know. And meanwhile, these girls with swords are fighting this giant fucking looking worm, and they kill it, and that's cool. And then we cut to school, and there are people who are like fighting with these girls fighting with like wooden sticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
they're like training.
And they're like, cool, congratulations, you win the tournament. You and the runner-up are going to go represent our school in the tournament. And they're like, yeah, we're super stoked. And then we see them, you know, go to the tournament thing. And then we see them, like, pull out the swords that they're going to be fighting with. And they're like, they're real swords. And they do this thing where, like, you know, they go like, okay, ready your stance. And they're like, okay, they ready their stance. And they go like, now activate your thing. And they kind of glow.
Yeah,
like,
essentially they have like a magical shield.
Yeah, so and then like they say, okay, we're gonna wait for the tournament. Tournament begins. People do the shield thing. They fight, and it's kind of like the first person to slash the other person. Like it's like in a video game,
fencing.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, it's like in competition fencing, a light would buzz. What happens here is the sword will cut through, but not actually hurt the person.
Right.
And it's kind of cool. Like there's like a bunch of different girls from different schools fighting, competing. Our main character fights her friend from the same school to make it to the finals to fight this other character who we saw earlier. And the other character seems to have this some sort of agenda, because when the fight starts, she kind of turns and she goes straight for whoever like the
leader,
the head bitch in charge is. Yeah, whoever she is. Like he wants to obviously kill her, but she's got like some like security guards or whatever, and they're also badass sword chicks. And
yeah.
And you know, our main character saves the new girl, and they both escape and they run away, and that's the episode. And I didn't see any more than that, but what I liked about the show was I thought the fighting was pretty cool.
Fighting was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it. I don't think the art style was that amazing, especially with that big old
looked
worm.
Kind of shitty. Yeah, the monster looks shitty.
One thing I do like is that the fact that there's some world out there, something's going on where like we're in this world where for some reason high school girls have this ability to use swords, and like it's kind of a thing, and no one like girls walking around with swords like isn't like a surprising thing, you know?
Right.
And I think that's interesting. It's interesting enough for me to maybe check another 2 or 3 episodes out.
Yeah, man, you do you.
But the show isn't like by any means great. I'm only there to kind of see some cool fights. I also kind of like the fact that like when they're fighting, they'll be doing different stance, and they're like, oh, she's using the so-and-so stance. Okay, I'm going to use this. Like there is some knowledge behind whatever's going on. It's not just like 2 dumb girls going at it. Like they're legit ready to fight. But like I said, I don't know what the show is. What I'm guessing the show is, I'm guessing in this world, there's these monsters that appear, and there's these fucking girls who get trained to join some sort of force, right? That gets sent out to kill these monsters. And if that's what it is, I'm gonna be kind of bored because like I don't really want to see that. But that's what I'm guessing. It might be something different. Yeah. But it's not by any means amazing. But it's okay, I guess.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, okay.
Kyle and I had an issue where there was a girl who started out with their like spar or whatever. Mm-hmm. She started out sitting. Yeah. She chose to sit to start. Like, in what fucking way? That's like, it makes no sense. The only thing that you could do, that's like psychological shit where you're just fucking with them. But she lost.
No, oh yeah, she that was like the main character against like the friend or whatever, and I think it's because they sparred so many times. She's just like, I don't know, I'll sit down, this will get her, and it didn't. I mean, the fights are really quick; they're not super drawn out. So
that happened, and yeah, we see the main characters just suddenly decide to defend this girl that's attacking the like main, I don't know, coordinator for this kind of event.
Whoever's in charge,
yeah. The main character decides like, oh yeah, I'll protect her. Like, even though they were like, yep, get her the fuck out of here, we have to kill her. She's bad,
obviously.
Bad.
Yeah.
But the main character was like, oh, why'd she do that? I'll save her. It was just like weird. I didn't believe it for a second. So I just didn't like the characters. I didn't care about the dialogue. The fights were pretty cool. I liked their weapons a lot. They had a bunch of different kinds of weapons for tight. So they had like a halberd. They had a regular sword. They have daggers. Like whatever they had. They have a bunch of different kinds of weaponry. And it was fucking cool. The whole magic elements are tight. I think that there could be some cool monster fights. Whatever's going on. Like, it just didn't impress me. I feel like it does have a lot of potential, but with the first episode, they didn't give me anything that made me want to watch more, so I'm not going to.
You know what? Something I do respect about the show is that it doesn't play into the fan service or etchiness of like we got girls at like in what's the word in like school uniforms or whatever, and let's let them have fights, and we'll see. Like there's nothing like that. It's like
no, it didn't feel like that at all. Yeah. It was a little bit gay.
It was a little bit, I guess, yeah, because the not the main character, the other friend is kind of like impressed and does like our main character and like and admire her.
Little gay. Nothing wrong with that. Like that shit. Next up, we're going to talk about Junji Ito Collection, made by Studio Deen, and it's based off of a bunch of manga that a specific guy named Junji Ito writes. This is a spooky, scary show. It's not actually scary as much as it is creepy. It's eerie, it's creepy. The visuals are kind of disturbing. I'm going to be straight with you. I did not like the first episode.
Well, you didn't like the first story in the first episode because the second story was kind of cool. It was really short, though.
That's why I'm saying, like, I didn't like the first episode. I did enjoy parts of that second episode. I was like, oh, ooh,
that second
story, yeah. Essentially, the first episode is about this guy who does like voodoo magic torture on different people, and he's crazy. And like, that's kind of creepy, I guess. The animation is interesting. It's done in a style where it feels kind of uncomfortable, honestly. Like the animation overall.
Yeah.
It has this like weird texture.
The art style, if I would say this art style, it's kind of like, it feels like classic cartooning where like comic booking where like the ink is really thick. Yeah. So like they have really thick outlines and stuff. So you only saw the first episode. I saw the second one,
which I've only heard good things about the second episode. Regardless of this, I like Junji Ito's work. He has some disturbing shit that I really like, and I am going to watch this show regardless.
Yeah, it's got some spookers out there. I got to watch the first one. I wasn't that impressed, but like you said, I know who the guy is, so I'm like, oh, he's got some good work in there. And that second part has like a bit where like they show like the art style getting really fucking gross. Whereas like
I loved it.
I was like, yeah, that's more Junji Ito style. And I think maybe the only reason this first episode is kind of milquetoast or kind of weak the way it is because they didn't want to scare people off at the beginning.
Yeah, they didn't want to get too disturbing for people.
It's like, hey man, we're because he can not all his shows are like gonna fuck you up mentally, but not all his stories are. But so they're like, let's play it cool. We'll give him a little bit of spooks at the very end of this first episode. But second episode, there was like two main stories, and they scared the fucking shit out of me.
Good.
The first one had this really scary looking girl, and she was just like, I don't know, she had like sharp teeth and a really long head and crazy eyes. And I was like, oh my god, this bitch is terrifying. And then the second one, it was like, she was like legitimately like a monster.
Yeah, that's what people were saying.
And then the second story was more like a psychological fuck, where like this guy went to the doctor, and his issue was that his dreams, even though he'd only sleep for a night, his dreams he would dream long essentially. So he'd be like, he started realizing his dreams are going 2-3 days. So, and it goes to the point where like, he starts experiencing his dreams for like 200, 300 years. I'm just like, oh my God. And, and then he wakes up and all this time has passed in his head, but in reality it's within a day. And it's just, that shit really fucked with me. This guy's fucking solid. The one thing I don't like about this show is the intro. And the reason I don't like the intro is because there's a lot of throwback to the first episode, a lot of the kid with the nails and the dolls. I'm just like, dude, why would you highlight like one of the like the shittiest episode?
Yeah, I hate it. I mean, maybe in Japan this is like some new shit, but like growing up in the United States, New Orleans voodoo magic has always kind of been a thing. Like,
yeah, and you know what the thing is, I think because they always do this thing where they at the very end or the very beginning of whatever the clip is, they'll be like case number 49, and they add the name of the story. This one was called like the first one was like called like it was a kid's name. He goes like accidental cursing. So it's not even, he's not even really cursing people. It's just like coincidences essentially. That was the whole bit of it, where it wasn't like he wasn't really like a magical or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, he kind of, I don't know, shit just happens for some reason or whatever. It was like called accidental something or whatever.
Yeah, like, well, he was making it happen because
bro,
there was a dude who was buried for 3 days.
It wasn't him. It was somebody else. It wasn't him.
But they'd never explained it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is another thing too. I don't want to ruin this for you, but the second episode, all like the first part of the second episode, also has a bit where like that scary monster thing, and then the title drops, and it's just kind of like you're just kind of left hanging there. Like, is there more to it? Will they come back to it?
I don't even need that. I don't necessarily want that at all. So I'm okay with that.
Sometimes I feel like I do want some more. Like sometimes they're too. No. I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the doll. I'm talking about for the one that I saw.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Anyways, this show's good. I'm gonna keep watching it.
I will too.
If you like getting a good spook, check it out. It's nothing like amazing when it comes to animation, but it is scary. So cool. You be warned.
Next up, Record of Grancrest War. It's made by A1 Pictures and is based off of a light novel. Do you know anything about this?
I remember it.
It looks fucking good. I'll tell you that much straight off. So
Really?
it starts out, and we've got a couple of people, and they're getting married.
Yeah, this is the one.
It's a great time. Everyone in the town is there. It turns out that these people are pretty important. It's actually a princess and I think he might be a prince. Maybe he's just a dude. I don't
essentially
know.
two families coming together to stop a giant war or something like that.
Yeah. So this is a big event. Long story short, the big evil crystal in the church they're getting married at
Awakens.
Yeah. So then there's a bunch of demon shit going on, and all these people are like, okay, fuck, we got to get out of here. This is dangerous. But then the important people are like, we're important people. We know some good magic. And they start fighting this demon, trying to ward it off. And then after everything is taken care of, the wife doesn't want to get married anymore.
Well, what happened is like the fucking dude who was gonna marry this chick to stop the to align the both nations faints. He like passes out.
Yeah.
And then the two fathers of both nations both get exploded, right?
Yep.
So she's just like, fuck this, like, you're a coward. I'm gonna go my own way. Wedding's off,
You know what? I didn't feel like it was that at all. I felt like she was the catalyst for it.
No, I felt like it was I think it was definitely like she was like seeing this happen. She was like, what? It's not even worth it. Like, it's obviously a bad omen. The fucking big old crystal monster came up saying not to get married.
I'm just going to say this right here. I'll never know. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, this
I did not really like it that much. There are parts of it that I did like. Our main character is actually this chick. Well, I think this is the main character.
This is an issue here. Yeah.
She has like...
She's a mage, by the way.
Yeah, she is a mage. So she has these abilities, but in order to fully utilize like all of her abilities, she needs to team up with somebody else.
She has to be in a contract with a knight.
Yeah, so she goes out and she like finds this little piece of shit kid.
Yeah.
And then he winds up being like an amazing knight somehow.
Well, he winds up being like a really courageous person, and then she says like, "Hey, let me see your crest." People can do this thing where like they hold up their arm, and like something glows out of the back of their hand. It's a crest, and there's like, "What's your crest stand for?" He's like, "My crest stands for justice and tranquility and all this shit." And so like the mage and her butler essentially just like, "You see this kid? Yeah, he's got some guts. All right, let's see what we can do." So she like summons this monster. He goes, "Kill that monster, and if you kill it, you'll automatically become a knight." So he luckily kills it, becomes a knight. He's like, "Cool, now you and I are in a contract. I'm your mage," and he's just like, "Okay, fine." Essentially, she kind of just manhandles her way and tells him what to do. It leads to the point where he ends up going to some nation, dethroning a guy who's a lord. Now he steals his crest and he becomes the lord of all this shit. I didn't like the show.
It happened fucking quick too.
And this is the thing I didn't like about the show. I don't think the show looked all that great in my opinion, but the issue was everything was progressing so fast, and sometimes this might be my fault. I say stuff like, I'm tired of people just like spoon feeding us, but this show just kind of dropped us in the middle of a world where it's like no knowledge, and it just kind of just like it was like 0 to 60 super quick.
I liked the pacing of it.
I didn't like the pacing at all.
I think that they could have stopped it before he went and became the lord of like some of the...
Yeah.
But long story short, I thought that the world building was really good. Like I wanted to see more of the world. I liked a lot of the magic and the outfits and the stuff that they were showing us. Even the main character chick, like I was like, she has some cool parts of her outfit. Like it's not my favorite. And even she says like, you know what? This is a stupid fucking outfit. Yeah. I'm pissed that I have to wear it. Because but whatever.
She's like, I'm a mage. I have to wear this bullshit. Whatever. Yeah. She acknowledges how stupid she looks in this.
Yeah, because honestly, it does. Like parts of it look fucking stupid. Yeah, mostly, she's upset that she's so revealing. Yeah, which is just like her midriff.
It's like why? It's like why? I'm a mage. Why do I need to show my stomach? Like, well, you're a sexy mage. So
yeah, and like they didn't need that. But I thought that the whole. She's wearing this like weird cloak thing. Yeah,
it kind of looks like there's like a big old dome behind her that I like.
Long story short, I liked a lot of parts about this, but I didn't like enough about the characters of the story and anything involved to continue watching it. It looks pretty. If you guys are into it, that's awesome. Like, watch it because they had some cool magic stuff going on. Even the monster was like, the little fight there was cool, and I don't know. It had potential, but it didn't have the potential that I need to watch it.
I didn't like it enough to give it a second glance. So let's keep going.
Best show of the season, Citrus, made by Passione. It's based off of a manga, and I say that as a joke because this is smut.
Yeah, so this is the show that we were trying to. I'm trying to convince Trip that this is the show that Kyle has to review, but Trip's making a good argument as to why it shouldn't be the show. Anyways, here's a basic laydown of the show. We got a girl who's going to a new school, and she's like wants to be super popular. She dresses up, goes to school, gets reprimanded for dressing not the way she's supposed to dress, and then she meets this fucking student council president, gives her such a hard time, and then gropes her ass and then steals her phone.
Nice.
And it's just like, boom, in your face, bitch. Guess what? She comes home that day only to find out that the student council president is her new stepsister.
Oh my God. But not only that, we happen to see her kissing the teacher around the corner, and she's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And this girl like noticed for a second. She's like, oh, well, okay, it's also, I've been caught.
It's also good to be known that I guess our main character, which is this girl, she makes it evident that she's never been in love before. She doesn't know what love is, blah blah blah.
But it's like a little baby little secret, because she's never had a kiss, she's never dated anybody, but she has pretended like it. I was like, this is like a really shitty version of Love Lab.
Exactly, yeah,
is what I was thinking.
And so we get to like the culmination of this episode is like, so the girl's making the effort to meet her, like to talk to her new stepsister or whatever.
Yeah.
And the stepsister just holds her down and starts forcing a kiss on her.
Well, she's also like, I saw you like kissing the teacher. I had to bring that up.
Yeah. And so
and she's like, have you ever kissed anybody before? She's like, yeah, of course I have. Whatever.
Super aggressively gets held down and like just kissed for way too long.
She gets mouth raped, man.
She's like breathing at the end, like panting. She couldn't catch her breath. They're all sweaty. And then she goes like, that's what a kiss is like. And then she just goes, takes a shower. And then she's like, what the? And their main character's like, what the fuck just happened? And that's the episode.
Surprisingly, this is the straightest episode of the season. No. Okay, so I haven't watched anymore.
That's the only
one. Let's briefly talk about the animation. Some things look good, but mostly I can't stop staring at their shiny pink knees.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like that was a huge issue. I was just like looking at like, why are their knees so pink and shiny? Like in Japan, it must be a new trendy thing where they just put blush on their knees or whatever. It's like, this can't be right.
It's not. It's just a fucking weird, gross thing.
And it's there's parts of it that look good, and there's parts of it that don't. I'm not the huge fan of the style of this, whatever. And this is smut. Like this is just
it is. It absolutely is. And here's the thing, like it's not bad. Honestly, the dialogue is boring, but it's okay. There's nothing like special going on. The characters are pretty like cut and dry. You know what they are. There's nothing extra going on.
There's at least the attempt to make a story here.
Yeah,
like
exactly,
they're like something is going to go on. Something is happening. And like, I mean, if you like the show, that's fine. Like whatever you want. I don't like this, and it's not even because of like the rapey kiss stuff. The reason I like this is because like it's just all of it.
It didn't have anything going on. Yeah, like it was not enough. And then what they did give us was smut, and that's like it. Yeah, they just gave us a little bit of like
what we were saying, but it's good smut. Like if like on a scale to like good from bad to good, it's just on the better side of smut. Like it's like there's actual like
they put a lot of effort in
to make it look good and like make it sound good and all this stuff. So I can't even like fault it at being like bad, like it's like being bad for no reason.
So I keep up with what people are watching and what they're feeling about things. And sometimes people break down, they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened in this episode or whatever, and I'll read it. If I'm not going to watch the show, I still want to kind of know what's going on so that I can have an idea of what there is out there. Long story short, it turns out that this stepsister, the student council president, is actually engaged to the teacher.
Yeah, we know
fiancés.
that.
Yeah, so that's a thing. And then I wanted to share with you guys a little meme that I happened to see, which told me a lot more about the show
than I
expected. Yeah. So check it out. What we've got here is essentially 3 different options, and we're trying to help the main character figure out what's going on, what the best choice is. So the problem is, I've been on multiple occasions sexually assaulted by my new stepsister, and I think I'm starting to catch feelings for her. What should I do? Ask your mom for help. Maybe she can have a talk with your sister and figure things out between you two. Don't let her play with your feelings. Confront her and ask her what is going on and why she is acting like she does. The last option, read a shitload of incest yuri hentai and then rape her back when she finds out you desire her. because that's what the actual fucking show is. She's just reading hentai now. She's just like laying in bed reading Yuri hentai, and it's like a school teacher, like edgy, sketchy stuff. So like,
yeah, man, this show is not good in my opinion, but it's not the worst. So I'm not gonna watch it. If you want to watch it, that's fine. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, essentially my argument is there are good parts about the show. It's not like it's a complete trash show. The reason that I had given Kyle A Sister Is All You Need last time is because it was focusing really hard on being a comedy.
And it wasn't funny.
And it didn't land in any way.
Yeah, right.
This show's not trying to be anything that it's not. It's trying to be exactly what it is, and it's doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I am interested in watching. So
cool. Next
that's what that is. We're going to talk about a little show called KARAKAI JOZU no TAKAGI-SAN. It's made by Shin-Ei Animation, and it's based off of a manga. So this is a show with a Japanese title that I don't remember shit about.
Hold on, let me look it
but
up
here's
real
the
quick.
thing. I am going to go ahead and guess that I know what this is about.
Go for it. I'm gonna see if you're right.
This is the show about boys who are actually swords, and they travel through time to go and reshape events that happen in history.
This is not that show. This show.
We'll talk about that one later.
I don't know what show that is, but this show.
What?
This show is This show is the show where it's about a boy and girl who are in school together.
Oh,
and
that's right. This one,
the girl likes to tease,
This
mercilessly
one's a great
tease.
one.
Yeah,
this is a charming show. We'll talk about the other one. I was like, I have a 50-50 chance at this.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that one.
Anyways,
okay, yeah.
So the basic premise of this show is we got our main character. He's kind of just like this nobody kid in school, and the girl that sticks him in class likes to tease him and make him feel embarrassed.
Uh-huh.
And she does this in a lot of ways. Like she'll trick him into doing things.
Nice.
She'll write stuff on him.
Nice.
And she just gets a kick out of seeing him be flustered and frustrated. And he hates this, and his job is to like get frustrated, and then he tries to plot how to get back at her, and he never does. And that's essentially like the entire show. The show is 22 minutes long or whatever, but there can be up to 3 or 4 different like scenes or like clips of it. Like in the first one, he does this thing where like she asks for an eraser, and she like teases him about like writing the name of like who she likes on the eraser or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's this whole bit. And then in the second episode, there's this bit where she purposely puts ink on his face, and essentially the show is just small snippets of her teasing him, and it's really charming, and I like it a lot. I think it's
a super sweet show.
I think it looks really good.
It's got an original looking art style to it.
It's got a really good intro and outro in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like this show. I'll probably keep watching this show.
I thought this would be a show that you would keep watching for sure.
The thing is, it's not for everybody, because some people are gonna get tired of the fact like, oh, we get it. The joke is you make him frustrated, but I don't mind it. I think it's really charming, and I enjoyed it.
Nice, dude.
That's all there really is to tell about the show.
It's a sweet show. It's fun. I laughed at it a couple of times. Kyle was watching it, and he said, if this show is just this girl fucking over this guy a whole bunch and just completely screwing with him, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's the entire
and
show.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's giving you just a fun time.
Every now and then we get some side character stuff, like like little breaks or whatever.
Yeah,
and those are also pretty fun too. It's charming. But essentially this is the entire show.
Mm-hmm. And the pacing is a little bit too slow for me personally, so I'm not going to keep watching it
for sure.
But it's fun. It's sweet. It's charming. I immediately was just like, Juan's going to fucking like this.
I enjoy it a lot actually.
Next up, we're going to talk about Mitchiri Neko, made by helo.inc. It's based off of a web manga. Now, there's not a lot to say about this show. It's about a bunch of cats.
Yeah. So this is it's really cute. It's a short one too.
Yeah, if you guys have ever seen Mitchiri Neko stuff before, there's a little cat march animation that's like adorable and so much fun. And that's all that this is. It's a really short show, which is adorable, and it's a bunch of fun.
Kind of like this show.
I do too.
And I don't like cats, but I guess I like cats in media, like anime or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's like bits where it's like, this is so and so cat. He wears a backpack. You'll always know him because he's wearing his backpack. And like,
I was like, oh, that's fun.
And
okay.
This cat's always hanging out with the beetle. There he is hanging out with his beetle. I was like, yeah, man, this is, and like the bits are pretty funny. Like there's this one where like they're like, how many cats can they fit in this box? I don't know. They start squeezing cats in boxes. I was like, yeah, man, you squeeze those boxes and whatnot.
I want to read you guys the description of episode 2.
Okay, let's hear it.
Meow, 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 soy sauce, meow.
Nailed it. You see, that's the kind of show you're getting for. I don't think it's for me just because, it's just something that's, you don't really need to see every single one to like get the benefits of it. Like if you see a clip here or there, like, oh, that's cute, and that's all you really need.
Honestly, it's cute. It's cute little fun time, and I really liked it. So next we're going to talk about Pop Team Epic, made by Kamikaze Douga. It's based off of a 4-koma manga. Right. This is the show, which is essentially Japan's Robot Chicken. And we got ourselves a director who's like, I don't fucking get this show. And I understand where he's coming from. So we start out with a beautiful show. It's fucking gorgeous. I loved it. I was like, they put so much effort in this shit, and it's a different show. And it like shows a little clip, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it shows the intro for that, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever's going on, that's rad. And then it's got your typical anime shit where it has like a little goth girl who essentially looks like what's her name from Magical Girl Raising Project. Gossip.
I got
Alice.
it. Hold on. Alice, kill. Gruesome Alice, Gory Alice,
Aurora Gory Alice.
I'll look it up. Murder Alice.
Gore.
Alice Murder?
Gore Alice. Long story short, so it has like a character like that, and then it has this giant fucking dog. Hardcore Alice, nailed it.
Ah, you got it, Hardcore Alice.
And it's like a fun looking
show,
dumbass show. So then like 3 minutes in it changes, and then suddenly we get these like 2 idiot girls with dude voices, and they look fucking terrible. Like one of them has a little like kitty cat mouth.
They both had kitty cat mouths actually.
Oh, they both do?
Yeah, they both got them. Yeah,
whatever. So they both got kitty cat mouths. They got big dumb eyes. One of them has a long stupid face. It's like essentially just like a giant oval.
Yeah, so the show fakes you out really quickly, and then it's just a bunch of really quick bits. It's like super funny. A
shitload of references.
It's super meta. I really enjoy this show. I know it's not for you.
This is the thing. If this show's on, I would put it on like every day. It's on, like flipping through channels. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this is on.
Yeah.
But if it's something where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch some anime. This is not my go-to.
I get a real kick out of this. I think it's super fun. The second episode's even more fun.
Good.
They go above and beyond. Like, I mean, okay, when they do the bits, the thing is like the bit will happen, and then like the Pop Team Epic logo comes up, and you hear Pop Team Epic, and then just like the next one starts. Like they have a bit where they do. It's called like Bob Team Epic.
Bob Team Epic. I really like that. It's really shitty, but it's the bits that we've already seen, but shitty.
Yeah, it's like really funny. And then like there's also one where they go to France, and like it's all in French with no subtitles. No. In the second episode, we saw a bit where like it was like for a second I was like, where's the joke here? And it was just some guy making the 2 main characters out of yarn, like really like tease. He's like, oh, this is really fun. And then at the end of it, they do a stop motion where they're singing and dancing. I was like, with these, and I was like, wow, cool. You see, like whoever made this show definitely put in the effort. In the second episode, this also do this bit where it's another anime that's playing, and they're doing like the it's like the storyboarding or whatever. So they're doing the storyboarding, and it's just like the animatics going. No, it's the animatic. The animatic's going on, and then the people are reading their lines, and then they summon this like they're fighting a monster, so they summon a creature that's going to help them.
Yeah.
And then out pop these 2 girls or whatever, and like they're fully animated, and they're just like saying stuff, and then like we go into the real world where like the 2 voice actors are there.
I saw this. Yeah.
And they're just like, wait,
I like this a lot.
They're like, hold on, like what's going? Like they call in the producer, like, what the fuck's going on? It just says ad lib here. It's like I was like, I just know what I signed, and they just like storm out. It's super funny because like I think what they're trying to impersonate is Joey from Friends, because they say he's like, do an impersonation, and they're like, what? He's like, do an impersonation, and he goes, how you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? Like, hey, how you doing? Do the I get it. This is definitely. I mean, I understand why this might not be for you.
You didn't end with how that ended,
because that's how. I mean, they storm out or whatever.
Well, they storm out, and then there's like a spooky ghost girl who starts appearing behind it,
and then behind them,
it zooms in like underneath the chair that's over by the spooky ghost girl, and it's like this scary face monster girl, and it zooms into its mouth, and
The two girls. Sorry, I forgot that bit.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I forgot the ending.
That had a bunch of layers, and I really appreciated how it ended.
The thing is, I really enjoyed the show. I'm not someone that's really into like fast things or meme kind of centric things. But this is fun. I think the art style is really good, even when it's really shitty on purpose. It was
still good.
I get why
it was stylized. It was good.
It's like shitty but good. I really like the show. I'm gonna continue watching it. This show makes me laugh.
I have one huge complaint, and it's that each episode's 24 minutes long, but it's only actually 12 minutes long,
and they just played over.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
And that's just a nitpicking thing. Like, it's just like, why is it like that? Someone should get on this.
Well, it makes it weird for when you're trying to watch the next episode.
Yeah,
like if you stop it there and then you're gonna go do something, you come back and you're like, time to watch another episode, and like, oh, I still had that. Nope.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah. So that's a little bit weird, but it's a good show. I would recommend it to people that like fast-paced, goofy-ass comedy. That it's a little bit random, but like it has enough references to where it's good. Like there's a whole bit where one of the girls is late to school and she does the whole thing with toast in her mouth and she's running and she knocks into the other girl. Mm-hmm. Typical anime thing. And I'm like, haha, that's funny. Anime, I get it. And then like she falls on the ground and the other one's like, hey, what's your name? And then it like does this pan out shot and it's like your name, and one of them's in the city and the other one's in the fucking middle of the field, and they're like reaching out and it's beautiful, and then it got really stupid really
also
quick.
Want you to know that by the second episode they don't exclusively only have like deep man voices, they also have girl voices. It's just kind of a thing they picked, because I was like, am I watching the show right? Like I was kind of confused, because
so there's like, hey, who wants to do the voices today?
Or sometimes they'll be talking and then they get super serious and their Superman voices like they come through. But
and the hands, can we talk about the hands for a second?
Serious
they have some like fucking weirdly animated hands. They look great. Every once in a while they'll point and suddenly like it'll be like too much detail. They show all the wrinkles in the hand and look, it's fun.
I really enjoy the show, and also I think really good intro, and I like the outro. So.
I think this is a show that most people are going to be talking about for a little bit.
Cool.
We're going to talk about a little show called Sanrio Boys. It's made by Studio Pierrot, and they've done like Naruto. Mm-hmm. And this is an original show. Maybe they should stick to manga. Yeah,
because they try to do something different and it's just not that good.
This is the gayest season of anime.
So essentially this show's about a kid who meets other kids in school, and it turns out that they all happen to like, I think it's Sanrio is what it is, right? Sanrio characters. So these are...
It's all the Hello Kitty stuff.
Kitty guys, like, Banana Cat or whatever kind of things.
Whoa, that's not Sanrio.
But I'm saying like that kind of like cutesy-esque kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
Choco Cat.
Yeah, so essentially this group of boys who aren't friends yet, but are going to become friends because we saw the intro and the outro. They all happen to like, Sanrio characters, and that's about it. I just don't see any real...
So check it out. This main character, he used to love this Sanrio character that his grandma had gotten for him. Like she made it and she sewed it up when it got ripped, and he's always had it, and then his grandma's dead, so he feels sad about that. And then he remembers, oh yeah, I do love Sanrio. Mm-hmm. And that's where the heart comes from, where there's like, yeah, remember how you love your grandma? Yeah, so did this main character. You relate to them now. You also love Sanrio. You want him to hang out with these other boys. You want them to do crazy butt stuff in the showers.
Nope.
And then we're going to talk about our next show, because that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
It's really lackluster. Not a lot goes on.
I mean, it looks pretty, and if you like boys who like cute things,
if I was
go
like
for
a junior high or high school girl,
it's just for you.
I'm into this cute shit.
I don't think this is for me, though.
Not for me. No problem with that, though. We're going to talk about a little show called School Babysitters. It's made by Brains Base, and it's based off of manga.
Okay.
So, how did you feel about this show?
This one's really cute.
I could not believe how much I was enjoying this.
And this one, I don't think was gay at all, actually.
This was the least gay show out of all of our shows.
So, the show starts with like a boy, and he's walking with the little baby. Such a cute baby, by the way.
Yeah, it's just like it looks so bored and tired.
This is the cutest anime baby I've seen like in a long time.
And they have these big stupid heads,
and they got like round little tummies.
Yeah,
and they're like dressed up. Anyways, so he's walking with them. He's like, "You're tired." He just kind of like nods his head, just like, "Okay." Then he starts carrying it. We soon learn that our main character, and that's his little brother, and their mom and dad had recently passed away in an airplane accident.
Really sad.
And they've been adopted by the headmistress of the school. They meet her, and she looks like a really scary...
Huge, like, she's my least favorite part because of her character design.
Yeah, she's really creepy looking. She feels like she belongs in like a Mega Man game or something like that, you know?
I think that's incredibly accurate, and I'm very shocked right now.
Right? Yeah.
How did you do that?
It looks like she belongs in a Mega Man game. Anyways, she's like, look, I only adopted... She's like, the reason she adopted them was because like her son and her, you know, daughter-in-law and I guess her grandkids also died on the same airplane or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's just like, look, I adopted you not because I feel bad for you and want to have family. I adopted you because you know how to take care of babies, right? And he's just like, yeah, I got, you know, the kid. I mean, even before my parents passed away, I always took care of my little baby brother. He's like, cool, you're now in charge of the babysitting club. Get on it. And apparently this...
What the fuck?
Well, yeah, which is this huge stretch. Right? Like in reality, like who adopts a kid just because he knows how to take care of kids? So you can put him in charge of the babysitting club of the school that you run so he can run the daycare where all the teachers who have kids put their kid. Yeah. Super huge stretch. Hear me out. So worth it.
Oh my God. It's so much. I love it.
Yeah. So he takes the kids to school. He goes to the daycare. He meets the only employee for the daycare. Yeah. He meets the little kids in the daycare. They do a really cute little song where they do like a train song and how they all introduce their name. Yeah. And he starts playing with all the kids and doing his gig and doing his job. And later on in the episode, his little brother like passes out from a fever, runs to like a hospital, gets some treatment, only to find out that his baby brother was like acting tough, you know, and didn't want to bother his brother or whatever. Yeah. And that's why he got sick. And so then it kind of comes to, I guess, the idea that he doesn't have a mom or dad anymore comes to the surface because he's like, oh, I should call mom or dad, let him know what's going on with the baby brother.
Yeah. And honestly, for a second, I was like, okay, I'm like 100% sure they died, so I don't understand. It was, and I was like,
it's like a momentary lapse where he's just like, oh, I should call mom and dad, and then he's just like, that's right, I can never call mom and dad ever again. He goes like, even if I call them, they're not going to come home, and he just starts crying. And then the headmistress comes like, hey, go be with your brother. She has a heart or whatever, you know. Yeah.
Even though she was like a monster like 2 seconds ago, now she's like, listen, I'm not actually bad. I was just being a bitch for no reason.
Yeah, just kind of a bitch. Yeah. Okay. And then there's like a really cute... I really like the scene where like she's like sitting at her desk and she's like, what the fuck are these flowers doing here? If someone comes in here, they're going to think I'm soft. Get this out of here. And then the I guess her assistant's just like, oh, so-and-so, you know, so and his little brother picked you those flowers or whatever.
And I'm so sorry. I'm going to get rid of these right away. And she's like, no, leave them.
She's like,
they're for me. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, she's like, good person. And so then
at the end I was like, oh my God, I feel something. Right? I've never felt anything before, and now I know how to feel.
Yeah. And then, you know, he introduces himself to his school because he's actually going to go to school there. He says hi to his class. He goes, hi, my name is so and so. He goes like, and I'm the newest member of the babysitting club. And
they're like, excuse me, we don't have a babysitting. What the fuck?
So essentially what we gather is people are slowly going to join the babysitting club, and we're going to have a bunch of cute adventures.
Babies are adorable. Holy shit. I loved how each of them has a really strong personality. There's one that cries all the time. Yeah. There's one that's like, I want to fight everything. Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, so it's charming.
There's fight everything. There's there's baby girl who's just like a girl. And then there's twin brothers.
She like comfort. Yeah.
They're all really rambunctious. And you know, one of my favorite bits was when we find out that the kid that like wants to fight things or whatever, he has an older brother that goes to school there. He's like, let's go. He's like, I don't want to go yet. And he's like, bops him on the head. He's like, we're going. Like,
Jesus, and he's hit a baby.
Exactly. And the guy's just like, whoa, you don't gotta be so serious. And he goes, hey, you handle your baby your way, I'll handle my baby mine. I was like, whoa.
All right, maybe we don't handle our babies that way ever though. Right?
And he's just like holding it, and the baby's like kicking its legs like crazy. He's like, I'll be right back, no big deal. Yeah, so
I liked it.
I like the show a lot too. I would
recommend this to a lot of people actually. It has so much heart, and it was just a lot of fun. It charmed me.
I liked it a lot. Good job.
We're going to talk about a little show called Slow Starts, made by A1 Pictures, and it is a 4-coma manga. This show was incredibly unmemorable, but I can tell you it was for sure gay.
Okay, so this one's about a new girl who goes to school, and she makes new friends. It's her first day of school. It's so boring.
Okay, maybe that's why I don't remember it, because fucking nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. We find out that it's her birthday, and so these 3 girls who are going to school, gave her a charm that they got at the bus station that she didn't get because the train station. And it's just like, be careful when she puts the charms on her fucking phone and she's like, look at this, we're friends or whatever. This show sucked.
It was really bad. The art style is really like boring. Nothing looks that great. It's all kind of like done in this this faded pastel kind of look. And then she has these, I don't know, she has like a bow in her hair or some shit, but it's like two weird little antenna.
Yeah, and that's not even the main character. That's just like a side character.
Yeah, that's a side character.
And then this one's really fucked. But another side character has like the fangle tooth and everything.
Yeah, but it's her lip.
But it's not her. It's not the tooth. It's the skin and the lip. It's just so gross.
I don't have anything good to say about this show, so I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah, this show was nothing. So.
I would not recommend it to anybody. It's incredibly forgettable.
Yeah, keep going.
The Ryu's work is never done, made by Project Number 9. It's based off of a light novel. You actually like this show a fair amount.
I like this. It's a show about a guy who apparently a Ryu, right? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Is the highest level of anybody who can be a shogi player.
Yeah.
So this character became a Ryu and then started hitting a slump. It is good to note that he's probably in high school or whatever. He's like he's like 16, like the youngest Ryu.
And just to be clear, this is like a chess master.
Yeah. So they're playing chess, Japanese chess or whatever. And he's going through his slump. He hasn't won. And then not even knock on the door. He opens the door to his apartment and there's like a little like elementary school girl there. And she's just like, hey, what's up? I want to be your apprentice. Yeah. And he's just like, what? Okay. And so they start playing shogi. Turns out the bitch is a boss. Like she's like
a savant. That's the only thing she cares about.
She's like looking through all the numbers in her head, and she's like, I mean, she doesn't beat him, but she does a really good job of giving him a run for his money. And he's like, how long have you been playing? He's like, just about 3 months. He goes like, wait, hold on, like as long as I've been there. He was like, yeah, you're the first actually shogi player I ever saw play. So I was like, cool, I like you, and I'm going to be a shogi player too. And
also, she happened to give him a glass of water when he was having a little bit of a breakdown.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And apparently he promised.
And that was when they had first met 3 months ago.
And he promised to her, like in his days, like, hey, if I win and become a Ryu, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And she's like, cool, I want you to be my master or whatever. And so like then we get this really awkward scene where like
this is the part where I was like, I don't like this show. This is where I stopped enjoying it because I was having a good little charming time. It was fun.
She ends up spending the night there because like they end up playing shogi all night. And, she comes from a faraway place. She took the train all the way there.
Yeah.
And, she decides to take a shower. I mean, she makes him food and then decides to take a shower and is just completely naked. And then at the same time, his sister, who's not really his sister, he's just a part of this
shogi player.
He's just a part of the shogi clan that he is. So they like kind of like a family promised to come over at the same time. And like, then there's this really awkward, like back and forth of him trying to get through the door. She does. And he's just like on top of this like elementary school girl naked.
Yeah. But she came out of the shower and she was like, what's
serious,
going on? Yeah. And I'm like,
anyways,
I don't know. They're both jealous that he's with somebody else.
So it's like so it's the harem vibes really quickly. Anyways, they go to his shogi master or whatever, and they talk about the situation. And his shogi master's like, yeah, it's okay. I allow you to be, her master. So she's now a part of the family or whatever. And they're like, cool. Now he's gonna do his next shogi match. That he's lined up, and she's gonna do her first shogi match. Like to just kind of. Get her feet wet essentially. And that's the end of the first episode. I liked it. I liked the main characters. I liked the way it looked, in my opinion. I liked I always like, I guess because March comes in like a line. I like the premise of shogi. I think it's a really cool part of like Japanese culture. And when we see it in anime or manga, I'm always cool. I'm like down for it.
Yeah, there was a big arc in Hunter x Hunter, which was about shogi, and it was pretty interesting too.
It comes like it's even shogi's even a big part like in Naruto for a bit with like Shikamaru stuff. The issue with this show, does have those really weird harem vibes.
I was having a good time until that happened, until she started showering, and then somebody else came over and was like, do you have a girl here? And then it got really uncomfortable really quick. I felt kind of gross. I felt wrong for watching this. I watched Citrus, which was like rape. Yeah. And then I watched this, and I felt worse about this than Citrus. I didn't
feel that bad about this, but I because... It's just like it's like a dumb harem trope that comes in anime. Obviously,
between like a 16-year-old and a 9-year-old.
No, one chick purposely forced herself on another chick and also groped her ass when she didn't even know he was a stepsister. This guy accidentally fell on top of this chick there was no sexual tension there. It's it's just a misunderstanding. You see, that's the issue here.
Okay, so a little girl coming out of the shower and being like, "What's the problem?" Like
that's not on here. Here we go.
Okay, so you're 9 years old. You at this point know to be like,
yes, exactly. But then there's always the caveat where like, yeah, but she grew up in a pretty lax family. All this shit. The issue here isn't that why are we fighting about this? Like the problem is it was very upsetting. It is upsetting to you, and that's fine. I was like, this does not need to be in my television. It wasn't upsetting to me. Like it was uncomfortable to me, but it didn't upset me. And I still think Citrus is worse than this. This show has a lot of things going for it in a positive way, in my opinion. But it also is kind of weird with that harem-esque vibe. So
yeah, well, my whole thing is like, you know what? If that happened, if they established all these things and then that happened, maybe, but instead they didn't establish a whole lot with it being like, this is just something that's normal. Like, and it's just a very uncomfortable situation that happened. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's just like, yeah, no, we're just going to make it uncomfortable because we can't fuck you. And
yeah, but that's not my fault. That's not my fault.
No, it's not. But all I'm saying is that specific part, I was like, this did not need to be here.
Yeah, not at all.
This made me very uncomfortable, and I had no reason for that. Meanwhile, Citrus knew what it was doing the whole time. This was just a thing that was like, all right, you're having fun with Shogi. You like these characters now, don't you?
That's not my fault.
Little girl is
Why
naked.
Are you yelling at me?
So anyways, long story short, I was super upset that happened because I did like this show.
Yeah.
I was having a great time.
Me
and
too.
then I was like, I don't want to watch this ever. I don't want to recommend it to a single person because I was like, this is pointless. The whole fucking harem thing coming out from nowhere, like, sure, that happens sometimes. But when it happens to have like a 9-year-old naked girl and somebody being jealous about it, who's a fucking, like, she's 14 or some shit. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, don't, oh my God.
Point is, I might be watching this. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, so if you watch it, let me know. I will tell people to actively avoid this show. I do not respect
Oh
what
my
they
God,
did.
why are you such a hater? Next up, this is actually a good show we were looking forward to.
This is maybe the best show of the season. Darling in the Franxx, made by Trigger and A1 Pictures, and its original show. Holy fuck, I had such a good time with it. So it gave me a lot of Eureka 7 vibes. This is just for anybody that's seen it. The relationship between Dominic and Anemone. I felt like this show is going to be specifically about that, and I'm so fucking hyped for it.
So I guess for someone who hasn't seen Eureka 7 yet.
Thank you.
Yet. By the way, how was AO? Did it end pretty badly?
Oh yeah, it was garbage.
Okay, anyways.
I was so essentially they like retconned the whole first show. Whoa. At the end of it, they were just like, and none of it ever happened.
What? Wow, that would really piss me off.
I was so mad because the whole time they were like, everything happened.
Is it
and then
canon?
Finally, I mean, I guess. I don't really know.
So in canon, Eureka 7 never happened.
Because here's the thing. Like, the end, I don't...
No, you can't spoil it. We'll talk about it later.
But the end of Eureka 7 was the end. And they brought this back, and I was like, oh, cool, more shit happened. Maybe we'll get into that. But they fucking didn't. And then at the end, they were like, all right, so we're just going to, like, make sure that nothing bad happens so that the future doesn't happen.
Anyways, so in this show, we're kind of thrown in this world in this, like... I can't even describe it. It almost felt like deserted or whatever, and it felt like there's little like pods where people live in, right?
Yeah.
And so in it, we see our main character who's a boy or whatever, and he's chilling. He's kind of looks like he's down in his dumps, and he keeps getting texts from people like, "Where are you? What's going on?" Blah blah blah. And he's kind of ignoring them all. While this is happening, like a new spacecraft lands or whatever, and like is docked in, and there's this chick who has horns for some reason. You know,
we don't get to know about that for a little bit.
I mean, she has horns. We can see them,
but
or whatever.
We don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically,
and she wants to go swimming in the ocean, right? And so she settles for swimming in like a creek. And our main character finds her, thinks she's drowning, tries to save her, and they have this really weird, but in my opinion, kind of okay naked.
I was very happy with this sequence actually, because I felt like realistically, like if there was a high school boy who was generally like a positive thinking person, and like he's not just like constantly
horn
fucking
dog,
horny. At first he's like, oh, a naked girl.
Is she drowned?
Who wouldn't do that? But
absolutely.
then he's like, oh shit, she's drowning. And then all of those like thoughts go away, and you're just like, save this person.
Yeah, and then he finds out she's okay, and then he's just like back to, oh god, I'm kind of embarrassed. Can you put some clothes on? Not anime over the top where he's bleeding, fucking out of his nose.
Because honestly, if somebody's like out there and they're swimming, and you happen to catch an eye, and you're like, okay, cool, I kind of like this. You would check it out from afar for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stalk him, but if I see it, it's like, oh, okay, I saw that. My bad.
Like, I'll Well, I mean, it's a whole different situation where a teenage boy is like, oh man, I'm into this. They would keep watching it.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you meet that person, it becomes a whole different thing. Where it's like, look, I'm pretty uncomfortable with us talking and you're naked. And realistically, it was exciting, but now I'm uncomfortable.
So anyways,
and they handled that so naturally and so well. It was the most believable, awkward interaction that I've seen in a while in anime.
Yeah, so these two people meet, they talk for a bit. They start using words like pilot and what's the other word they use? I forget what they call herself. He uses the word darling, essentially, you know?
Yeah.
And this is pretty cool because, like, I don't know what these words mean, but these characters do know what they mean. I'm like,
we're
cool.
getting some jargon. We've gotten a lot of world building. Also, before any of this started, there was a weird little sequence that we got to see about an Oni kind of like in the middle of a forest with like a witch. I don't know. I
didn't talk about that because I couldn't explain it to you.
It's really difficult to explain, but essentially from that, I was extrapolating. This girl is related to that in some way, and we don't know how. Yeah. And it was just this bizarre, really interesting little sequence at the very beginning that drew me in immediately.
So then the next thing we see is like he essentially gets kicked out of the school because by his own choosing, actually. Yeah. He fails to pass some test with his partner who happens to be a girl. And she's kind of salty about it. She's like, it's your fault. Fuck you. I'm leaving. And then he's about to leave too when some shit pops off. And while he's leaving, there's also like a graduation ceremony kind of going on where all of his other classmates are paired up with Sky and Girl, and they're gonna do something, but we never get to see what they're gonna do because some giant creature pops out of the fucking desert and just starts smashing into this thing, and then we see a dope ass kind of tiger like lion thing fight it, and then
but during this too, since the girl got in the pod and she leaving, she dies immediately, and you're like, oh,
that was sad.
Fuck. And as the main character, I'm sure he's feeling like really bad about that.
Really
like
guilty.
It starts out and you're like, oh my god, like it's my fault that this happened, and now she's gone, and now she's dead.
Yeah. And so, you know, the tiger lion robot lands next to her, and then out pops the demon chick and like her partner, and he's like knocked out, unconscious, bloody.
We talked about this before. Every partner that she has,
what do they call her? The partner killer?
Dies. Yeah,
they call her the partner killer or whatever. And she's just like, all right, I'll man the fucking thing with you. Like, I'll get in the robot. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. They team up, and like the lion tiger thing turns into like a bomb ass like mech chick. And they just thrash the shit out of like the whatever the monster is.
Yeah, and when we're talking about this, the dude is the main character, and then the chick is the Oni girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're together in this because she had crashed in. Her partner died during this, and really briefly, since they had that special like interaction or whatever,
they're like, let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I have nothing to lose anyways.
Exactly. He's like he kind of like at the end of like, well, like. What I can do is do nothing and die, or I can try to help and then die or whatever. Yeah. So let's do it. And they end up beating the shit out of this monster. And then at the very end, like, I guess he passes out again, and he's just like, cool, I found my new darling, essentially. Yeah. So
but he didn't pass out in the same way that other people did.
No.
He passed out from exhaustion from like everything else that happened beforehand. Yeah. More so mental exhaustion than it seems like everyone else was like very physically
hurt. Yeah. So what it is I've only seen the one episode because I'm kind of waiting to watch it, Sierra.
Me too. Yeah. I'm waiting for Kyle to watch a few of these shows.
So what's cool about the show is that obviously there's some sort of world and there's some sort of partnership. There's some sort of danger out there where, you know, a guy and a girl have to team up to make these awesome looking robots to fight or whatever. And there's also some sort of demons-ish thing, right? Oni thing.
And the monsters are like this cyborg kind of dinosaur
looking thing. Yeah. So
it's
like
really interesting. There's really a lot of cool animation.
There's a lot of cool things going on. And I have a lot of questions, and hopefully they'll get answered. And
I like every single part of the show.
Oh yeah, fucking amazing! I forgot that this was the one of the shows that Trigger was teaming up with A1 Pictures to do, and I was just like, why is this so fucking amazing? And I was just like, that makes sense because two of the fucking best studios are out there killing it. So yeah, really good show. Recommend this to everybody. This might be the best one of the season. So check it out.
True that. All right, so next up we're going to talk about Touken Ranbu Hanamaru. It's made by Douga Kobo. It's based off of a card game. This is that show that I talked about a little bit ago, where everyone gets to turn into swords.
You know what? I think I missed this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think I saw this one. What's it look like?
Pretty boys. It's super gay. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, so essentially it's... I'll just read you guys the description because honestly, I'm not going to talk about it much. There's not much to say. It was very weird and not very enjoyable to me. In the year 2205, the past becomes threatened by historical revisionists who seek to change it. Protecting history becomes the task of a boisterous band of swords that are brought to life, including the glamorous Kashu Kiyomitsu and the lonely Yamato Kami Yasusada. So I don't know what the fuck those are. Whatever. Anyways, essentially they're just like these special swords from different eras.
It says beyond their battles, blah blah, legend sword, different eras, blah blah. This is the second season though. Yeah, I just looked. It's this one, right? This one, Taku Rambu. This one. Yeah, that's you watched the second season.
I didn't. I watched the first episode and I didn't even know it was the second season. So this is the second season of a show that was fucking weird and super gay. I didn't understand what was happening. It was just like a weird, bad time.
Well, that's why I didn't watch it
that makes sense. I'm really happy that you showed me that, considering that for whatever reason it didn't pop up on my Crunchyroll is correct.
Cool. All right. Well, problem solved. Don't have to watch it.
Thank you very much. All right, done with that. Next, we're going to talk about Hakata Tonkatsu Ramens.
Oh, I know what this one is. This one's bad.
So, this was made by Satellite, and it's based off of a light novel, and it's not about ramen. I was so bummed.
It's about hitmen.
It's about these hitmen, and there's a hitman killer, and I don't really know how to describe it. It's dark, and I like the dark parts of it, but I don't care about any characters.
The art style is not good in my opinion.
Very interested. I hate the hairstyle of the main character. Essentially, what we're seeing is there's somebody who has a hit out on them, and they know that, and then somebody comes to kill them, and they're like, "Oh fuck, don't kill me." And he's like, "No, I'm not here to kill you. I'm here to protect you because people want to kill you, and I would kill those people that are trying to kill you because." I don't want to get killed because they're also trying to kill me. And it was just like this whole like weird thing.
Really, it kind of feels like a shitty version of like The Departed. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a bunch of characters doing different things, but they kind of all interlock somehow. You know, like we're following the detective, we're following the trans. What is he? He's just cross-dresser actually. He's like a cross-dressing hitman.
This is the gayest season of anime.
There's also the like the hitman that's brand new to the hitman job, and he's like I wonder if I can do this, make it in the world, you know, because it's just not good. There was like one thing I liked, and the one thing I liked was the guy that said new hitman to the hitman like business or whatever. He goes and he's like, he goes like, by the way, here are your business cards. Like you are now like a employee of Red Rum Incorporated, which is like murder, right? I'm like, oh, cool, nice touch. And that's the only thing I liked about the show.
I liked the deaths. I liked the dark, and I didn't like much else. They also had ramen at one point.
They did have ramen.
I'm not gonna fucking say that they didn't, even though I said that they didn't a second ago.
But
they went to this little like ramen booth out on the street.
Did they even show the ramen? Not even, bro.
Not well enough.
No,
but they did show it.
Not a good show.
Not in a like Miss Koizumi. She knew how to eat ramen. These guys, not even a little bit of tonkatsu, not even a little bit of ramens. Nothing. Wasn't for me. Don't recommend this show to anybody. It was boring, but hey, if you like it, that's rad. You could like whatever you like. You could tell me I'm a piece of shit. You could do whatever you want to do. It's your life, babe. I'm just living in it. So next up, we're going to talk about Hakyu Hoshin Ingi, which is made by C Station, who they made Laid Back Camp, and that's a fun ass time.
Did they?
And then we get into this goddamn show. It's based off of a manga. It's like
it's bad.
The weirdest, worst shonen I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like the biggest issue with this one is that, like, you know how I was saying, like, sometimes I want to get dropped in a world that already exists.
We do.
This one drops in a world that already exists, but even I don't believe this world exists.
Like, it's the most fake ass shit. It's like I don't know. It feels like an 8-year-old made this.
Exactly. Like our main character is like
honestly. Hang on. If an 8-year-old did make this show's fucking
impressive,
cool.
Yeah.
They had a lot of cool. Like if I was an 8-year-old, I would be all about this shit.
Oh my god, an 8-year-old probably made the character designs in this was definitely out of an 8-year-old's book.
This was the show that I was like, this might be the worst show, and I want Kyle to watch this.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad show. So our main character is like some sort of like priest. He's human, but he went to this different world. There's different levels to the world. Like there's the real world. There's like the magic world, and then there's like a ultimate magic world or whatever. And he's just like, here's a list of all the people you have to kill. Go do it, or you're no longer going to be a priest, dude. And he's like, okay, here I go. And then he has like this weird hippo thing he rides.
Okay, so everybody gets a familiar.
Yeah, his familiar looks like a dumbass like a hungry hippo essentially.
It does, and then it has like weird Sonic shoes,
and it has like
hands
and gloves.
And it's gross. It's gross.
I like how he's just like, oh, I'm super stoked to be your familiar. He's like, oh, dude, thanks. I also give him a wand, like, here's your wand or whatever, and you can do stuff. And then it's just like this bit where it's like, who's the first guy on the list? Oh, it's so and so. And the familiar instantly is just like, that's the strongest guy ever. I'm so scared.
Maybe let's start with the weakest guy.
And then the guy shows up and they fight. And then they become friends, and maybe I fell asleep for this. This shit sucked.
It did. Okay, so here's the thing that I thought was the most entertaining and confusing part. There was some kind of a chick who is this big evil like monster girl, and holy shit, she has like huge ass titties, and they fucking show that like crazy. And I don't know who this show is for, because at first I was like, this is for kids, and then I was like,
this is not for kids.
What's happening? Who wants?
She's like,
but then I'm like, maybe this is for like 11-year-olds that are like, I'm growing up. I like boobs. That's teaching me that I like boobs. Like, yeah, I don't know who it's for.
Well, isn't she like, her bit is that like she kind of like whispers into the ear of men, and men do what she wants her to do, right?
Essentially like a siren or some shit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my issue with this show was with like the character designs are fucking atrocious. Like the first guy he fights is this weird cat looking dude, but he also has like a what's it called, like a necklace, but it looks like it's made out of like pieces of wood, and he's just like, and then they insult the way he dresses, and he goes, no one should insult the way I dress, and that's why they pop off and start fighting. Bad show.
The end. Bad show. Don't watch it. It's really bad. Next up, we're going to talk about How to Keep a Mummy, made by 8-Bit. It's based off of a web manga. Oh my god, this is so cute, dude. Oh, it was so cute.
In my opinion, this is probably the second cutest show of the season, because the first cutest show is Babysitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, yeah. So it starts out, our main character gets a package from his dad, who's like an explorer, adventurer guy, and he's like, oh, my dad sent me these like creepy presents before.
Sent me a vampire once. Sent me a fucking Doulahan once. No, he sent him a Daruma doll. That was like alive.
Yeah. So he's like, I don't want to do this shit, and it's a giant sarcophagus, and he's like, ugh, I don't want to open it. And then it starts opening itself, but then it turns out it's just like this tiny, tiny, tiny little mummy that's pushing it open.
Yeah.
And it's just this adorable little mummy, and he just wants to be friends. He's like, what do mummies eat? And tries to figure out what he eats and whatnot, and gives him a little bath, and he absorbs all the water, and he's a big puff ball, and it's dumb and cute. Anyways, my favorite part in it was, there's this he also owns a dog, so the dog starts like barking for attention, but the mummy wants attention.
That part made me feel uncomfortable.
I fucking loved it.
When the mummy barked. You know what mummies are? Mummies are like shrunken down humans. So like, I'm assuming this mummy's like a shrunken down like baby, and it's like I don't ugh.
Well, if you're thinking of it like that,
that's how I'm thinking about it.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't their intention. They're just like, let's just make a super adorable little like chibi.
It's like, oof, like powder comes out of like its neck, it's like throat, because it's like hasn't talked in ages. Oof. Point is,
okay, so it was actually barking.
I know it was barking. But I'm saying like a real mummy like would be this huge.
Well, yeah, but it's clearly not,
because it's anime.
And you would never give a mummy a bath.
No, you wouldn't. And it floats. Yeah. So look, here's the bit of the show. Essentially, the show is, there's no real plot. There's no real stakes. But every episode is kind of cute, because like he learns more about them. It's like, oh, you can float. Oh, you like this to eat. Oh, this is how you sleep. So like, it's just kind of like coming along and seeing this cute little mummy deal with this kid who is a good kid, and it looks fine. And this mummy is really adorable. This show's not for me. I'm not going to continue to watch it. I'd rather watch the Babysitter Club.
I'm definitely, yeah. Next up, we're going to talk about Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody, made by Silverlink and Connect. It's based off of a light novel, so check it out. We got another show that's about somebody's going to like a video game world, essentially.
Yeah, but trash.
It doesn't have anything that offers anything good for me. Kyle said he might watch it because honestly, there's a lot of world building that goes into these types of things, and he could use that for inspiration for D&D. I did not enjoy the show at all.
No, I feel like this is just like a trope or like a reoccurring bit that's being used a lot in anime. Like, hey, let's make a nerd go to a different world and he'll just be super OP, and not even in a good way. Like, it's not creative. He like has like a bunch of powers, and like he he somehow like meteors a shit ton of like lizard men that are coming his way, and he accumulates all the XP, and now he's like a billionth level or whatever, and now he can just do anything. And I think this shit's trash.
Yeah, no, I agree. He started as a programmer, and here's the thing. We already know he's going to get transported into a world or something, but then I was really hoping that it would be like other things going on. Like he would be like dreaming about it, and he would be in that game, and then he goes and programs it, and he like makes it something else. I thought maybe they would do something cool, but instead it's just like, yeah, he's in this game that he made, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, next up.
So we're going to talk about a show called Kaiju Girls. It's made by Studio Puyukai. And it is an original show. I didn't like it because it was not fun.
Did I see this one?
I don't know.
What's this one look like? Is this on strike yet?
It's like, no, it's 5 minutes long and it's on Crunchyroll. And it's about these little chibi girls and they turn into monsters and they go into like kaiju school. And these kaiju girls get to protect the world from big monsters. So there's a big old flame thing going on, and this other girl comes up and she uses her like reflective shield magic and she boxes it up and shrinks it, and then there's no more fire and everyone's saved.
Kaiju Girls, also second season. That's why I didn't watch it.
Fuck, how are these shows coming up that are like
there's 14 whatever. There's like 14 videos in it, and there's like 2 seasons. So yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, it makes sense. You shouldn't watch that. It was a bad time, and the fact that it's on a second season, I don't see any reason why you should continue watching it.
Okay, next up.
Next up is going to be the show that I want Kyle to watch.
Yeah, okay.
It's called GDGD Men's Party, made by Strawberry Meats Pictures. And it's unknown what this is. If it's an original,
parts unknown, fighting out of parts unknown, like a fucking wrestler over here.
I thought it was fucking weird that like I'm looking it up and they're just like, yeah, nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows.
They can't even say original. They're like, nope, we have no idea where this came from.
Yeah, because there's so little information about it, but it's on Crunchyroll, and it is a weird fucking show about these guys that are in this video game, but like
it's also really short, 8 minutes
really
long.
Gay.
It's really bad. The style is 3D animation.
I didn't mean gay as in bad. I just want to make that clear.
I want to say it's bad. It's like so like it's like so it's like this 3D style animation. It's poorly done. Fucking shit doesn't. It's just dumb. It's bad. I can't wait for Kyle to watch this.
Yeah, it's fucking trash.
Sorry, Kyle.
It's so, oh my God, I'm so happy that this exists. It's like the worst show I've seen in a long time.
Lucky for him, though, it's really short. So
yeah, it just popped up and I was like, ooh, what's this? Oh, let's hope.
Oh, yeah.
It's really bad. And now we're going to move on to, I guess,
Strike.
Or Amazon Prime now.
Stuff, yeah.
So, Beatless. This is a show you didn't watch. I'll talk about it. It's by Dio Media and it's based off of a light novel. It's essentially about like these cybertronic special girls that have like special powers they could use. Like they can have a giant sword summon type thing and then like use that to protect shit or have a giant shield. Anyways, I don't really know how to explain it. There's a girl who is dropping all these little like microbes onto a bunch of stuff. It takes place in the future. All these little micro things decide that they're going to hack everything, and then she gets control over all of it. So it hacks into a car, and the car starts trying to like kill this kid. And then people are robots sometimes too. So there's this woman that was nearby and she gets covered with them. And then she starts trying to kill this kid too. And her head gets like cut off from the car, except it's still like dangling on and her body still works. And still coming after this kid. And this girl shows up and she like protects him and is suddenly like, hey, make a contract with me. And I'm going to protect you, and there's no reason for you not to. You just have to tell me what to do, and you are the kind of person that I'm looking for whatever reason. And essentially, they're going to go around, and they're just going to fight these girls that are fucking with everything. It's just like fighting a bunch of like robot girls, and there's a bunch of robot shit going on, and it was fucking dumb, and I didn't like it at all, and I have nothing good to say about it.
Okay.
Anyways, you would really like this show. You should watch it.
What's next?
Next up is After the Rain, made by Wit Studio. It's based off of a manga. I'm definitely watching this. It was really pretty. I really liked how it looked. It's made by Wit Studio, and currently they're making the prettiest show on Crunchyroll called Ancient Magus Bride. Mm-hmm. It's like fucking gorgeous. Also, they have some pretty shit in Attack on Titan, Kabaneri. They've done
they're a solid studio. So I'm probably not gonna watch this just because I don't know if I just don't think it's for me because
that's fair.
It is like a love story kind of. It's about a girl.
Completely, yeah.
It's about a girl who I guess is falling for her coworker who's like an older man who has a son, but he's like a really nice guy. And there's some backstory where she used to be in the track team. We get a look at a really gnarly scar on the back of her Achilles. So it gets implied that she can no longer run track, and she happens to walk in on the cafe that she now works at on a day that he's working, and he gives her coffee and
on the house,
and it's really nice of him. And so she's obviously smitten with this guy. It does kind of creepy things at points, she smells his shirt.
Yeah.
But who doesn't smell each other's shirts every now and then? But yeah, like I said, the show it's good. There's merits there. I don't know if it's for me because it's not. I don't think it's the type of love story that I like. But I mean,
it's the kind of love story that I like because it's adults.
Well, yeah,
that's kind of why I'm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of into it. I want to see where it goes.
But it is really pretty.
I like the characters. It's really pretty. I think I'm gonna have a great time with it, especially. God damn it, Garden of Words is one of my favorite movies visually because of all the fucking rain. I love rain.
I don't like rain.
So goddamn much.
I don't like getting wet.
I don't care. It's gorgeous. I'm all down with it. So this show being about rain, I like it. There was one thing that was really freaky to me, and it was when she had raindrops in her eyes. It had
sweaty eyes.
Yeah, it had sweaty eyes. It was fucking weird. So last season we had gooey lips. This season we got sweaty eyes.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Really pretty
and this show was really straight.
Let me know if something mind blowing happens with the show. I'm I need to watch it, but for the most part,
it will. I think it's just gonna be a charming, sweet time.
If it's becomes the most amazing love story I've ever seen. Let me know,
dude. Hell yeah, I'll let you know about that shit. Don't even fucking doubt it.
Just let me know.
All right, I'll let you know. We're gonna talk about a little show called Killing Bites, made by Leiden Films. It's based off of a manga.
You sure it's not based off of a video game?
It fucking felt like it. So this is essentially Bloody Roar, the show, with a lot more sexual stuff happening.
Boobs.
Starts out, there's a little bit of rape action going on. Turns out that it's actually planned on both ends of it. They were just let's take a random person. And then random person just so happened to be this girl that could turn into a fucking honey badger mongoose type thing.
Yeah.
And so as she's screaming and stuff, the driver's panicking, and then he decides he's going to slam on the brakes and he's going to stop all this. But everyone's already dead in the back because she killed all of them, and then she's going to kill him too. But she's just hey, drive to this place. And they drive out there, and then there's some killing stuff going on, and she fights this lion man who apparently has the same thing. There are a bunch of dead bodies all over the place here.
Yeah.
We're in a weird junkyard full of dead bodies. And she's hey, this guy is my collateral. If you beat me, you get to sell this guy or kill him or do whatever the fuck you want. But if I win, then I'm gonna kill you and I win. So fuck it. Let's just do that.
The odds were a 99 to 1 or whatever. Because also there's a satellite that people are embedding.
Yeah. So this lion man, he's killed everyone. He's never been defeated. She has never once fought somebody.
Yeah, she's new.
Yeah, and everyone has special powers. So Lion Man's special power is that he's the fucking top dog. So whenever he roars, everything's afraid of him. He can make somebody shiver in fear. But guess what? Her power is she's not afraid of shit.
She feel fear. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's nope, doesn't matter, and then slices off his arm and
kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking murders him right there. Then we get a lot of boobs. We get a lot of butts, non-stop boobs and butts the whole show. Just fucking boob butt city. And then in the outro, we see all these other characters that we're going to see.
Oh my God, the outro was
city.
Okay, here we go. So the show continues, and essentially it's just going to be, she's going to be fighting different monsters or whatever, and he has to be her manager essentially, right? The person that created her is hey, this guy's now in charge of you. If he dies, you can't fight ever again or whatever.
Yep.
Because he owns all the stocks in her or whatever. I don't know, some bullshit. Kyle explained to
me. Well, it's because he apparently bet a shitload of money on her during this little thing because she had to get somebody to bet on her, I guess is the deal.
Yeah.
Everyone else was betting with the lion, and he used his body as collateral based on what she said. She's pretty much you just take him, whatever. And then because she won and he made all this happen. Yeah. He was the first one to invest in her, so now he is the primary stockholder, and I don't know, some convoluted bullshit.
Anyways, at the end of this episode, our guys get sent off to like go buy her something, and then he gets ambushed by some chick with big old boobies, and we saw nipples. So hey, watch out, guys.
Well, we saw some legitimate nips, and this is after a whole season of a bunch of like creepy shit going on with like some non-consensual rape type stuff and whatnot.
Just ended all with like some nips. Like,
and then like, what a treat, man.
And then like he ends up being a monster, and then the girl shows up and they're about to fight. She's in half mongoose form. Anyways, after it shows up, we get to see like all the other girl characters that are showing up, and they're all like super like scantily clad and like in leather and stuff, and then they're just in super over the top provocative like positions, like crazy. Like whoever like made this, they know exactly who their audience is, and they're fucking killing it. One thing I have to say about this show, the fights are dope.
The fights are really dope.
I think that's the only reason I would watch it, because the story's really weak.
Story's weak. Don't care about the characters.
Don't care about them all at all. There's some pretty gnarly underboob, which I'm all for.
Hey man, underboob, best boob.
Best boob. So yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'll watch this or not. If I do watch it, I'm only going to watch it for the fights, because there's like a dope bear guy.
Fights were rad. Yeah, honestly, like there's going to be some cool shit in there, and it reminds me a lot of Bloody Roar, which is one of my favorite fighting games that I ever played. So hopefully this will be dope. Next up, Kokoku.
Yeah.
Kokoku is made by Geno Studio. It's based off of a manga. I thought the intro for this was one of the most rad intros of all time.
This intro was super fucking hype. It was like really funky and
so much shit going on.
Visuals. Yeah, I like this intro.
I would say if you aren't going to watch this show, at least check out the intro. The whole gist of this is there is some bad shit going on quick. This woman told, like, there's some like eerie space, not really space, like cosmic time creatures going on. Jesus Christ. Just getting like, my phone's fucking blowing up. I hate this shit. Anyways, there's some weird like cosmic shit going on.
Yeah.
And then forget about that for a second, goes into the real world, and everything looks like really good. The animation's like pretty clean. And then there is this like mom, I think it's the mom.
The girl that like grabs a knife later?
Yeah.
No, she's not a mom. She's like a sister. Okay. So she's a sister, and then the person that gets abducted is her brother with her nephew, and then the guy that's kind of old is her dad, and the old guy's her grandpa. Okay, they're the family.
I thought it was her brother watching over her son.
Oh, is it her son?
I thought it was her son.
I thought it was her. I thought it was her brother, and that was her brother's kid. I don't know.
Long story short,
they're a family.
She had sent him out to go get the kid. Mm-hmm. Both the brother and the kid get kidnapped. Mm-hmm. They like get knocked out, taken into a van
by some really crazy looking hoodlums.
Yeah, some like real whack kids. And then they send a note and they're like, "Give us all of this fucking money." It's like $50,000.
Yeah. From a poor family,
yeah, exactly. And I'm just thinking, like, how the fuck are you gonna do that? And like, get it to us now, or we're gonna fucking kill them. So they go, and she's about to get ready and just like go deal with it herself. Pulls out a knife, is like all ready for it, and like hides that away. And the grandpa's like, "Don't do this shit. All right, come with me." And then he grabs this like special crystal. Is like, "All right, everybody put their hands on this special rock." So it's like her dad, and her grandpa, and they all put their hands on the special rock. And then the grandpa's like, "All right." Pulls out a knife, cuts his hand open, drops some blood into the top of the rock, and they're like, "The fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Don't let go."
He's like, "Be cool, guys."
Yeah, don't let go. And then some like special wisp type things come in,
like jellyfish looking.
Yeah, things. And they're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
He's like, "Be cool, be cool."
And then it goes inside of them, and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on?" And then time stops.
Yeah, everywhere.
So from here, they're able to just go, and they're just walking casually, like, the fuck's going on? And the grandpa's kind of explaining some stuff. And the whole time, the girl is thinking, like, I've done something like this. And she's remembering it. And
she's having like flashbacks to like her youth or whatever, where she remembers doing this once.
Yeah. And the grandpa's just like, "Do you remember this?" And she's like, "No,
kind of, sort of.
Really? Yeah. So as they're going, they wind up finding the place and it's locked, and they're like, fuck, okay, well, we got to break it down. No, let's just go and see. Like, they're not smart people, they're pretty dumb, so let's just go around back and we'll just open up the back door. And they go ahead and do that, and there's just a dude smoke into the sliding glass door, and they go in and they see everything. And this chick's like, oh, I'm gonna make them pay, and it's getting ready to like kill all of them.
Yeah.
And then we see these like creepy, spooky hands start like coming in from out of nowhere. Like, we're talking about like space demon type hands,
like some fucking Shinigami shit.
Yeah, like a Time Lord essentially is coming down, and it's like, nope, you're being a bad boy during this special time. You don't get to do that. And the grandpa's like, hey, don't do that shit. We don't need to do that. Let's just take care of this. Let's get them right now. All we need to worry about is getting them back and being safe. And it's like, oh, okay. And then like Time Lord hands go away. And suddenly some more motherfuckers show up, but time's frozen. So we're like, oh shit, what's going on? And they're just fucking them up. They like beat the shit out of them.
They're like, keep the old man alive, whatever. We got to bring him here. And then some dude gets super violent. And then
like he's about to kill this girl. Oh yeah, essentially.
Kill the little kid. He's holding the little kid. He's like, I'm gonna kill this little kid. And then the demon thing that we saw earlier, like, comes into like full effect, and it's a scary looking fucking tree-ish, ghoulish monster. And that's the episode.
Yeah. Well, I was going to talk about, it was going to kill, like, it was the dad or grandpa girl or something.
Yeah.
And then they grab a shard of glass that had been broken, and he stabs his foot. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is badass. Like, they're just scrapping. They're not like, it's not like a well choreographed fight or anything.
Oh, no.
It's like fucking complete panic. These people don't know how to fight. They're clearly in over their heads right now. And then it looks like there's a lot of shit that's about to go on.
Yeah. So honestly, I was like really uninterested about this show. Like, I just like watching it. I didn't think it looked that good in my opinion. It was just kind of like, this is okay, this is going on, cool, whatever, you know. And I was just like, for the whole time, it's like just kind of just watching it because I was there. And honestly, it wasn't until the point until they got into the house and they were going to start like taking like them away. And then when other people showed up, that scared the fucking shit out of me. I was like, what? I was just like, and at that point I was just like, okay, I'm interested with the show.
Right. I was like, okay, I want to see where this show's going. Like constantly being like, all right, maybe there's a little bit more. And then, it escalates in this whole fucking thing. And I'm really down with it.
Yeah, no, like the people showing up and they're like, it was like really, they were like really nonchalant, like, all right, cool, you're coming with us, blah, 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 all this stuff. That scared me and had me thinking, like, what I'm thinking is that, like, these people are people who got stuck in this time somehow. Yeah. And now they just kind of wander around and they're just waiting for somebody to come in. And so this old grandpa guy, like, came in, like, okay, we got to go get him because the only way we're going to get out is through them. And so I'm interested to see where this show goes. It's got a really kick-ass intro. I still don't think it looks the best, in my opinion, but it's interesting.
I think it looks pretty good. And the thing is, it utilizes 3D animation in a way that I think is really successful.
Yeah, kind of like, what's it called? Future Diaries, kind of, right?
Yeah. In that these are not of this world, so they're allowed to look way different.
Exactly.
So they use this 3D animation to make this fucking horrifying creature. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're obviously in a 2D world because it's 2D animation, right? And then when this thing pops up, it's 3D and we can see it. So it's from a different plane. It's like from different
And essentially, we're thinking if we're there, it would all be in 3D, and then this thing would be some other dimension we don't understand. Yeah. So we're able to see it in a way that's comprehensible to us. And like I'm saying, like that's kind of like Future Diaries-esque when he met God. God was this weird looking 3D monster. Yeah. But it's just like, I'm your god. This is what it looked like. Get over it or whatever. So I do give it props for that. I just don't think the 2D part of it is all that great looking in my opinion. But it's fine. I mean, it's still it's a interesting show, and I want to see where this world goes. And I'll keep checking this one out for sure. Yeah, I want to keep watching this. Last show we're going to talk about is Idolish 7, made by Troika, and it's based off of a game. This is about a bunch of boys, and they're all in a boy band together, and they have this manager, and it's mostly about the manager dealing with all the boys, and she doesn't know what she's doing, but like she's doing her best. And then it turns out that her dad owns all the boys in this boy band and owns a bunch of boy bands or some shit like that, and he was like, all right, cut 3 of the boys, we're only taking 4.
So cut 4 of the boys.
Cut 4 of the boys, we're only taking 3, whatever it is. And then at the end, she comes back. She's like, nope, they're all unique in their own ways, and they all work together really well, and we need to have all 7 of them. He's like, good call. I tricked you.
I knew that the whole time, yeah.
But this show has the most adorable little fucking creature. It's like a bunny, but it's weird.
Yeah, look, the issue with this show is I've seen these kind of shows before where they're idol. There are shows revolving around like idol fucking boy bands, right?
Yeah.
The issue with this one is like I don't see any what's the word? Any like struggle.
Originality?
No. Well, no. There's any fucking conflict. All the boy band members are super nice to each other.
Yeah.
They all super get along. They're not like mean to the chick. There has to be something there. Everything's too perfect in this world, and it just sucks.
Show sucks. And that's on Crunchyroll. It's not on Amazon like those last 4 that we just talked about. But now let's talk about
King Pudding, though. King Pudding's pretty cool. One of the guys has a shirt that says King Pudding on it.
It's true.
Which is
we all
pretty
chose
dope.
our boys. Kyle chose the peacock boy. I went ahead and chose the purple boy. Mm-hmm. And who'd you choose?
King Pudding.
You chose King Pudding. Perfect.
Yeah.
We chose some of the best boys, I think.
Best boys.
After seeing the episode, we're like, yeah, good job. So the shows that we're continuing to watch, you are still watching Boruto.
For sure. Still watching Boruto, still watching Black Clover.
Yeah, me too. And Overlord. Overlord season 2 is out.
Oh, I'm also still watching Ancient Magus Bride.
Okay, good. Cool. So we're still watching all these things. Honestly, Overlord season 2 starting out pretty strong, showing us a lot of stuff. Second episode's going to be, I haven't seen it yet, but it's about all the lizard men.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited, man.
It's lizard men heavy, and honestly, like, I'm not as big on lizard men as you are, but these lizard men are really interesting, and like their mythos or whatever, like their story, their background is really awesome to see, and yeah, it makes me care about these people kind of oddly enough, even though like I know they're not human. Mm-hmm. So second season's going on pretty okay. Yeah,
and honestly, there's a lot of good stuff this season. There's a lot of bad stuff. I'm just gonna go back through it and say the shows that I'm watching again. So first off, Black Clover, Overlord, A Place Further Than the Universe. I might watch Laid Back Camp. I'm not sure about that. Definitely watching Junji Ito Collection. I will be watching maybe School Babysitters. I'm going to watch Darling in the Franxx. Absolutely. I think that's probably the best show of the season. And there's a chance that I'll watch How to Keep a Mummy. Probably not. More likely to watch School Babysitters, but I might watch How to Keep a Mummy. And then After the Rain. Definitely watching After the Rain. So that's...
Oh, and you're going to watch the Koku, right?
Oh, yeah, and Kokoku.
Yeah, so cool. So for me, I'm watching the things I'm already watching. So Boruto, fucking Black Clover, Ancient Magus Bride, and then obviously Overlord. And then from the new stuff, I guess I'm going to watch Junji Ito Collection for sure. And then Darling in the Franxx for sure. And then I might give Katana Maids like another go because I only saw the one episode. I also might give Babysitter Club a go if it's like, if I'm going to watch anything cute, it's going to be that.
Yeah.
And then this Koku show or whatever, just because I'm interested to see the world or whatever, I'll probably give that one another go. But not crazy too much. A lot of stuff's from last season too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but there's stuff that's worth watching.
So there are like 10 things that I want to watch. Yeah. I probably won't watch all of them, but that's my intention here. And honestly, like that's a really good amount. Last season for winter, we didn't find any shows we liked other than Saga of Tanya the Evil, and it wasn't worth continuing for us.
Yeah, we didn't even finish it. That's how bad it was, in our opinion.
This season, winter anime, I'm fucking excited. I'm ready to watch some good shit.
There's a lot of prospects out there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's our episode, right?
Cool. Yeah, so that's the show. Thanks for listening. Next week, we're going to come back and we're going to give you a review on Mary and the Witch's Flower and also give you a review on, I think it's part 1 of the Godzilla movie that's on Netflix.
Yep.
I don't know if part 2's dropped yet. I don't think it has. If it did, I haven't seen a notification yet. So we're going to do that. It's going to be like a movie mashup kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that should be fun. Anyways, this is if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from Turby Tops. She's super great to work with. And if you like our theme song, hit up Tom Nasser. He's on Facebook and SoundCloud. It's Nasser NASR.
Yep.
Cool. I almost forgot. Again, Trip, where can people find us?
People can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to send us a tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast Infit.
And you can go ahead and email us. InstaRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us how we aren't doing. Tell us what you want us to be doing.
Tell us what you're watching, or tell us what you think we should give another chance.
Yeah, honestly, I do want to know what people are watching this season because we watched a lot. There was a lot of potential out there. And
what's the one show that we can't watch that's on High Dive?
Oh yeah, something about Colors. I don't remember.
Right,
what
if you're watching Colors,
please,
let us know if it's worth checking it out.
Color Girls or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I want to know about that. If you're able to watch Violet Evergarden, get us hyped for when we get to watch it because I'm excited about that. Yeah, just keep us up to date. I mean, there are over 30 shows that we aren't going to be watching, so.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the show. Thanks for listening. This is Bye from Juan.
Let's hear on from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.
Bro, your phone got blowed up. Oh my God. How many messages? Is it group text?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes more sense.